It doesn't take
ridiculous.
any time at all.
You know, you always had a hard time with technology, and
No, I
of course, you know, then we started a feature called John's Techno Corner.
Right. I know, but you're always trying to change the way that I do things on my computer.
Well, I'm not trying to take over how you work the computer. I'm not trying to do it for you. I just want you to keep your old tabs from the day before up when you open your browser today. It's easier. It just has everything right there for you.
I can do it just as easily by going to
looking
the
at
main
your
page.
history.
And
I've been producing for 30 seconds. You guys are already fighting.
See,
Hey,
everything
it's
that I
Dom.
looked at
Hey.
yesterday is right there. A big list of it right there.
You don't need that. You just have a tab. Why don't you have a permanent tab for our emails?
What's the difference?
Permanent tab for,
Yeah.
I don't know, the happy news that we always give here in the show.
The happy news hour. The good news that we have.
Yes, the good news.
Well.
And ever since you lost that tab, we have not had any good news here. So,
Well, I can find it right now. We'll have it for later.
all right.
Good afternoon. It's Thursday
It's
afternoon.
John and Gordy.
Hey.
Yes, here we are. And by the way,
Yeah.
Dom is at the controls today.
Oh, it's been a while.
I'm back. You know,
Yeah, you're back.
It's good to be back. You know,
I haven't seen, we see you around the halls every once in a while, but, you just kind of ignore us.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
try to avoid you guys as much as possible.
We hear rumors that
don't
you're
blame
still
you.
working here.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, Dom used to engineer our morning program.
Right. And so Mr. Zommers is off today, apparently. He's got a day off. huh?
Yeah, I think tomorrow he's off as
Holiday.
well.
Two-
Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow,
holiday
too. It's
days,
like a
yeah.
4-day weekend. Just in time for the frigid, cold air that's
Oh,
setting
I know. You
in.
picked the wrong time to do it.
Right. Yeah. We got a big cold front moving on through later on today and tonight.
That's what I hear, and we're going to have
be
a
awful.
special guest in here
Yeah.
in order for us to get to the bottom of this,
That's right.
or at least stop it.
Yeah, well, there's no stopping it. We have an
All right.
extreme cold warning. Starts, I think, midnight tonight and goes till at least 1 o'clock tomorrow. And then we'll see. We're going to talk to Amanda Latham. She's the climate outreach specialist at the Wisconsin State Climatology Office. We've talked to her before.
Yeah.
She's really good, and she'll explain what's happening. And, because of the cold, people can, if they want to, they can donate coats and gloves and sleeping bags. There are several places around town. We're getting ready for this because this is really going to be an event, and it's going to stay cold through the weekend. Extremely cold. We're talking about wind chills down 40 below, or
That's ridiculous.
Even colder.
That shouldn't
It's
be.
crazy cold. But if you want to donate coats or gloves or sleeping bags or other warm weather gear, a room of one's own, you can drop them off there. Also, the First Unitarian Society, MOCA, and I'm sure there are other places you can Google for yourself around the Madison area where we are. We're broadcasting live, of course, from the Capitol and our home studios here in Madison. But wherever you are across the state, it's going to be extremely cold. So if you can help out those that need a little help, or maybe check in on people, check in on the elderly, or be extra careful with your pets when they go outside. That kind of thing.
Put their boots on.
Put their boots on.
Their earmuffs.
Do you have boots and earmuffs for your dog?
Again, my dog thought she needed boots, but then she got used to it, and now we have an extra pair of boots sitting around the house for dogs.
Didn't like it. Huh?
No. I think we should just talk to Amanda Latham about the fact that the Democrats have control of the weather. And maybe if we just got a hold of the Democrats in Washington, they could at least make it a little bit warmer for us here.
What are you saying? I mean, come on. What are you talking about?
The Republicans have said that the Democrats control the weather. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Didn't you get that memo?
I missed that
that's
part,
a George
I guess.
Soros memo. It came along with a check.
That sounds like a lot of confusion and delay.
There you go. Perfect.
It is.
Yeah. Sir Topomat,
Yes.
I salute you.
Okay. Phone lines are open if you want to give us a call. Well, hey, Matt is on the line from Middleton
No,
already. Hey,
really?
Good
Oh, my
afternoon,
gosh,
Matt.
Matt.
What do you got on your
Hey.
mind?
Hey guys, I hate when you guys fight, so just calm it down a little bit. the AI glasses getting the John's brain yet?
Yes. Yes.
So,
He wants to control the world from his glasses.
That's right.
yeah, he's going to get an ego trip pretty soon. So I think the weather this week is almost as cold as Trump's reception at Davos. I don't know if you saw that pathetic speech of his.
Where's the bell?
I've had drunk uncles that were half awake that made more sense than this orange bad king of ours.
Oh, I know.
But it just has to be said, though, right? Like, all this stuff about sleepy Joe Biden, and we have a complete lunatic on the other side, and everybody's scrambling to, make it make sense, and, we're winning on this, winning on that. Like, I've never seen propaganda so just haywire.
It is haywire. We're going to get to the whole thing in Davos.
Right.
I've got cut after cut after cut. It's kind of entertaining, actually.
Yeah.
I think our line has to be one of our Democratic lines should be Trump is so weak that Canada just moved over to China. Because we're so pathetic and unruly now that no one wants to do business with us.
Well, that's true.
They're making America great again, right?
Yep.
Right.
We can go across the border, buy our Chinese EVs, and then come back to the U.S.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Thanks for that
Matt,
call.
Thanks.
855-752-4842.
One of our big stories is the fact that Trump is pretty unaware of what the rest of the world thinks of the U.S. at this point, at least by the way he's running it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to all the cuts, all the comments that are out there right now.
He seems unaware. Maybe he's aware and he doesn't
really
want to show it.
He's totally unaware.
Yeah?
I'll tell you what, his backtracking on all this stuff is so embarrassing, so pathetic. Mr. Taco himself.
Right.
It is truly amazing. He did not have a grasp of what he was doing in the rest of the country. He wasn't aware of it. Yeah. And everybody just blew back on this thing. And there are a lot of people that say that you can't take all of this back. It's, you just can't. It's not going to repair anything. And by the way, 3 more years, I'm telling you that there's no way this is going to get fixed.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the phones. Head up to Appleton. Cindy, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Hello. Well, I don't know what you say other than I'm just totally embarrassed to be a United States citizen right now.
Yeah.
But I was actually on a call last night, a Zoom call with Mark Kelly and the DNC, and I'm telling you, if they don't get their crap together, we're going to be in big trouble because all Mark Kelly did was talk about what Trump did, what Trump's done, what Trump's doing. We all know that.
Yes.
What the Democrats need to be doing is telling us what they are going to do. And if this is the playbook they're going to run, Trump bashing, we're going to get our butts handed to us on a platter.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Leave the Trump bashing to us. Yeah. Let the Democrats present a plan, some kind of plan. Didn't we come up with something? We came up with, it wasn't project, it was assignment 2030, wasn't it? Something like that?
Was it 2030?
Or 2029?
28 or 29, yeah. Okay.
2030.
2030. You're looking it up. Okay. Yeah, good for you. Okay.
It's almost like Mission Impossible. Maybe then we should call it that, Mission Impossible 2030. But they have to come up with some kind of plan. Now, we have promised on this program, if we get any politicians on this program, we're going to start asking them, why aren't you pushing universal health care?
Right.
Why aren't you pushing universal child care?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we talking about lowering the price of drugs across the board and not just matching the price in Europe? Now that we've raised the price of drugs in Europe, this is so screwy. And why not start over? I mean, we've got a lot of departments that have to start fresh again, brand new, and breathe some life into this government that can help the people out.
Well, you would think that the Democrats by now or very soon would come up with 5 or 6 points, just like you mentioned there. that everybody could agree on, and just keep hammering away at those and then expand on it as time goes on.
Well, you listened to the debate last night of the Democratic candidates for governor.
Right.
And I watched some of that.
Mm-hmm.
The frustrating thing for me is that they made a lot of really, really good points. The changes that they want to make are fantastic, and these are the same points that our candidates for the House and Senate should be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The governor can't necessarily do a lot of this stuff. They were talking about what they would like, but they can't really do that much.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lame duck session, the Republicans took a lot of the governor's powers away as well.
Yeah.
And so it's not that kind of job where you can set your agenda and then have it executed by the Republican legislature. It's not going to happen. So it's a little frustrating to hear what they would like to change, how they would like to see the government run in the state, but it's not going to happen. I hope that people do understand, though, that these are their intentions. Mm-hmm. This is what they would like to do. If all of that stuff or any of that stuff appeals to you, then this is the kind of person you should vote for. If it doesn't, then, of course, you have the Republicans already in charge of the legislature, and they're holding everything up, and they're not spending money because spending money is bad, and it's big government, and it just means that we'll spend more money later on, and blah, blah. Every stupid excuse you can think of, instead of taking care of the festering problems that we have in society and in this state.
Mm-hmm. If you have thoughts about the debate last night you want to share with us, give us a call, 855-752-4842. I'm looking at a text here from Cam. Do you know who was in charge of moderating the YouTube chat last night? Yeah, that was our own Dan Schaefer from Civic Media.
Did a great job.
Yeah, excellent job.
Oh, and a lot of really good questions from the panel that did ask those questions.
And he was on the show yesterday, right?
Yeah, we had him on.
For a little bit?
Yep. He gave us a little preview just a little while before the debate began.
Yeah.
So it went well, and it was well attended. I think it was a sellout there as far as attendance.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I heard that there was about 100 more seats. I mean, people were having to stand, and everyone was standing and stuff like that. So it was pretty huge turnout.
Overflow crowd.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Now, Adam texted us and said, the state Supreme Court election is coming up right around the corner on April 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't heard much coverage of it. I guess we will have to get into that.
Yeah. It's 3 months
that's
away.
That's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Rebecca Bradley dropped out, my God, I was loaded for bear. She was running. I had so many cuts. Ready. I have so many things to talk about. And she dropped out, and I thought, what? That's an entire show that I can't plan now.
Well, hang on to those cuts, She may she'll change
back.
her mind. She'll throw her hat back in the ring.
Could be.
Throw it out. Throw it back
maybe
in.
She could be hired by the Trump administration for something.
Okay. 19 past the hour, just getting going on this Thursday afternoon. It's John and Gordy. We'll come right back after this.
WMDX Smart Talk without the suit and tie.
Herbal Aspect has landed. That's right, Madison's go-to cannabis destination now has a brand new location in Sun Prairie.
Wait, 4 locations? That's a high level of convenience.
With 3 Madison locations and now Sun Prairie, a great cannabis experience is always close by. Our expert staff is here to help, whether you walk in, call, or order online. Mention Radio 420 and get a special discount. So stop by Herbal Aspect in Sun Prairie, because great cannabis isn't just a pipe dream.
Nice. I'm rolling over now.
Herbal Aspect.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available at Wegmans. New year, new you, new Nordic.
Join me, Tom Hartman, each and every weekday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program right here on Civic Media. I talk about the issues that all Wisconsinites can get behind, from unrigging our economy so it works for all of us, not just the billionaire class, to improving our representative government, to delivering on the promise of we the people. Tune in middays right here on your local Civic Media station from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program. Tag, you're it.
My Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take. But early detection allowed us to take control of the situation together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You can ask me what's trending. What's trending? You can ask me what's trending. What's trending?
John and Gordy in the afternoon, and we've got something trending here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Seems that some people were evacuated at the World Economic Forum, Davos, Switzerland, after a fire alarm was triggered at the convention because of smoke from a fire at a nearby hotel. At a nearby hotel. So, okay.
Davos. Okay.
Yeah. That's what's hot. That's what's going on.
Everybody's okay, as far as we know.
Yep.
Okay.
It says here, a wooden hut outside the Victoria Tower Hotel near the main venue caught fire on Wednesday. Wow.
Okay.
They shouldn't use those little huts as smokehouses. You know, it's just a bad idea.
Now, did you hear the story that Air Force One had to turn around on their way over there? On Monday, I think it was Monday, when the president got on Air Force One in the afternoon, I think it was. And they got out over the Atlantic. They were out, for a little while, and then there was some electrical glitch. And for a few minutes, for a short time, lights went out inside the plane.
Wow.
So they had to turn around. I think they got the lights back on, but they turned around just out of the abundance of caution and used the other Air Force One. They got a few Air Force Ones they can use.
So maybe this is Trump,
so
setting off the fire alarm just because somebody
just as a prank.
Somebody blew a fuse on his plane. He's not a stable person anymore.
Well, I don't know. But he was. So they had to turn around. They got a different plane. They flew over to Davos. When he arrived, there was nobody there to welcome him at the airport. He just had a red carpet. Nobody, said hello to him or shook his hand.
Gave up on waiting for him, I guess.
Nobody wanted to
no
welcome
one wanted
him
to see him.
Apparently.
But they love him, when they meet him there.
Well, that's what he says.
I mean, truly, really. Come on. Obviously, they're going to be nice and casual with you.
In person, yeah.
Yes, in person.
What are they going to do? Yeah.
Well, they like me when I'm there. That's because you're there and they're being polite. My God. This guy needs some social skills. He's not good at this. No. It's Mad King Don.
I think it's too late for that, unfortunately, for all of us.
Jeez. Well, anyway, what else is going on?
Well,
right?
Dom, we haven't checked in with you lately. What have you been up to? You been out line dancing anymore?
I've kind of quit that recently.
What?
It's just not for me.
You were just getting good at it.
The last time I filled in for you guys were like, "Don't do it. It's not a good idea." So I was like, okay, since John and Gordy said it, I'm not going to do it anymore. And now I'm I'm off of it. I'm off. It's like it was like a drug for a while, and now I'm off of it.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your hair's growing out very nicely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Since you had it all chopped off by some insane barber.
You guys hated my haircut, They hated my haircut.
Yeah, well,
I did too.
We didn't hate it.
No,
it just was a little
dramatic.
A little dramatic.
Dramatic, yeah.
Dramatic, not traumatic.
And the headphone cups kind of do justice to the rest of your hair now.
So you're looking good. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, my friend actually cut.
We find that's the bottom line right there. You're looking good.
Thank you, man.
Okay. We shouldn't have filled in all the other details, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay.
So, John, you have your AI glasses on again.
I have them on.
You getting used to them? Have you figured out the glitches that have you worked through those?
I turned them on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's ready to record. I don't know why it's on record. Did I hit this by accident? I must have hit it by accident.
Yeah, you have the ring on your finger there.
The ring of power.
Ring of power. But you can ask a question now and it will answer it, but you were having trouble.
I did have trouble. It would freeze up on me every other question or so. It would freeze up. So I tech supported them in an email last night. So we'll get some information on that a little bit later on, and hopefully I'll be able to fix this thing. They'll say, well, have you updated the software? Yes, I just installed the damn software. Of course I updated it.
Can you ask it a weather question, like how cold it's going to get in Wisconsin this weekend?
Well, I think I can.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
It's connecting.
Okay, we have to all be quiet when John asks the question.
No, you don't. You're just making this stuff up. Just because you ruined the really long answer I got on it the last time I asked a question.
Well, you're Mr. High Tech. You know all this stuff. You get all the latest gadgets and gizmos.
Gadgets and gizmos.
Okay.
All right. What do you want me to ask?
Okay, how cold will it get this weekend in Madison, Wisconsin?
How cold will it get this weekend in Madison, Wisconsin?
Okay, please stand by. Don't say anything.
How cold will it get in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend?
Where's the thinking music?
It says...
What's going on?
It says this: I am conversational AI here to help you with any questions or topics you'd like to discuss.
Okay, it's dodging the question.
Because it doesn't know. Well,
stalling.
Let me try it again here. Okay?
Sure.
I'm going to tap to continue.
This is fascinating reading.
How cold is it going to be this weekend in Madison, Wisconsin? Sorry, I currently can't perform a search action for you. Feel free to try our proactive AI.
You're proactive AI?
I'm on reactive right now.
Well, what's the difference? What's proactive?
Reactive. I ask it a question, it answers, which is what I'm doing. Now it's suggesting, why don't you go to the other guy? Go to the other guy.
Okay. All right.
Ask him, don't ask me.
All right. We're going to check the Midwest Farm Report here.
AI is getting pretty damn smart. Yeah. Pass the buck.
Yeah. It's getting smart alecky.
I'm getting it here. I'm getting it.
All right. We're coming back with much more. We'll check in with Amanda Latham in our next half hour, find out how cold it will get from an actual climatologist next on John and Gordy.
Coffee, driven by curiosity. Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
Working smarter, not harder. That's driving a lot of technology adoption in Wisconsin farms and agribusinesses. I'm Pam Yankee. Now, from the Rural Mutual Insurance Farm News Desk, here's what's happening on a Thursday. Brian Lux sees it all the time. He's an associate professor of biological systems engineering on the UW-Madison campus. And he said more of the large manufacturers like John Deere and AGCO are rolling out technology that can be added to existing equipment. He says it's all about labor shortages and trying to make sure that your pencil stays sharp on the bottom line.
We've seen the market kind of grow a little bit, I think. If we look at AGCO's released a new autonomous grain cart. Deere has an autonomous package that you can add on to their precision ag package on their tractors to be able to do tillage and other things. There's companies out there that are making small autonomous machines, kind of in a swarm capacity, and there's other companies like Sabanto and a few others that are have been in the game a little while. They've actually been doing stuff on golf courses, I think, and being able to mow fairways and things like that. Translates directly to agriculture really easily.
Brian Luck, Associate Professor of Biological Systems Engineering on the UW-Madison campus. He says, obviously, labor availability is what's really driving interest in autonomous equipment. He says artificial intelligence is also expected to be a major game changer in agriculture, particularly in managing and improving farm data.
Did you know soybean diseases like white mold and sudden death syndrome can survive in your soil even after rotating crops? Prevention of these diseases is a constant battle, and yield loss from an infection can be devastating. The right management plan makes all the difference. Keep your beans safe this spring with Heads Up seed treatment. Heads Up guards your seed from both white mold and SDS. Stay protected and profitable by asking your seed dealer for Heads Up. Learn more at headsupst.com.
It's time to improve your crops and your bottom line. TH Agri-Chemicals is an independently owned ag chemical company that has been working with growers for over 4 decades. They offer a large line of generic chemicals that can help you save money. They work with row crops and specialty crops like potatoes, apples, cranberries, and more. Call their experienced sales team for recommendations or visit TH Ag at the Corn Soy Expo, booth 402 at the Kalahari and Wisconsin Dells.
And more than 300 farmers from across the state gathered together yesterday for Ag Day at the Capitol to listen to remarks from Marcus Landry, a former UW-Madison Badgers basketball player who was keynote speaker, talking about how he started a family farm after his career in basketball. That's a quick update on what's happening in food news, brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance, Wisconsin only and Wisconsin strong. Find your local insurance agent at ruralmutual.com. I'm Pam Yankee.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Flurries of light snow and blowing snow into the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies and highs in the mid-teens. Wind chills below zero thanks to gusty west winds. Flurries then clearing tonight. Lows around 15 below. Wind chills 30 to 40 below. It's 15 at our studios.
A fresh perspective on the great outdoors.
What's up, everybody? This is Raised in the Woods with me, Joel Clayfish. This show is about everything you can do in the waters, in the woods, in the outdoors of the great Midwest. And of course, we have a cooking segment every week. This is Raised in the Woods.
Raised in the Woods with Joel Clayfish and Ellie Lawton. Find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show. If you're looking for honest talk, real stories, and straight-up news that matters to you, tune in to The Rick Smith Show. We're digging into the issues that affect your job, your family, your future. Join me weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network, because your voice deserves to be heard. That's The Rick Smith Show, heard weeknights at 9 right here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Pete Schwaba. On the next Nightlight, we talk about an online dog photo contest. Hannah Lopez from NBC 26 in Green Bay makes the popcorn pick of the week. And author
Molly. As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down.
God, I'm so stupid. Stupid, foolish, gullible, doltish, dumbbell, lame brain.
I'm an extremely stable genius. Okay. It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen. You are fake news.
That's the best stupid thing I've ever heard this week, man.
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
Well, we got a lot of dumb stuff here. A lot of that fake news.
Yeah.
According to some of those on the right, and I try not to say it.
Okay, well,
megas. I'm going to say it.
Other folks out there who were Republicans, some of them. Now, just before you dive into all the idiocracy here, just for the record, how many times did you ask your AI glasses about the Madison weather for the weekend over the break here? 7 or 8 times?
No,
it was probably like 6 to 7 times, yeah.
And you didn't get a straight answer.
Well, I kept on passing the buck. I kept saying, well, what is the weather going to be like in Madison, Wisconsin? And it kept saying, there is a weather forecast ready for you. And I'm thinking, okay. And then I asked, well, what is the weather forecast? What's the temperature? Right. And it said, I should check with the other AI.
The active
AI.
Proactive.
This is proactive now. I'm on proactive.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to just do this again here, just to freak everybody out. Nah, forget it.
Okay.
Okay, let's get on with idiocracy here.
Please.
Okay. Like I said earlier, Trump is completely unaware of embarrassing the U.S. on the world stage. So these are some of the comments at Davos, Switzerland. We can't forget about what these people are saying.
Right.
Now, first, the Mad King de-escalated his threats with other countries.
Oh, that's right.
With simply more threats. Let's listen.
We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
Sure.
Right. We know that you'll probably be doing it again next week.
Yeah, threatening
in the next 3 minutes. Anyway, Daddy, as he refers to himself, was confused again, this time Greenland and Iceland. Well, what is it? Let's listen to this.
I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me Daddy, right? Last time.
Oh, God.
A very smart man said, he's our daddy.
No.
He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being. But now what I'm asking for is a piece of ice, cold and poorly located, that can play a vital role in world peace and world protection.
I just love that. It's poorly located.
Cold and poorly located.
If they could have just moved it a little left or a little right. I don't know. It's
cold and
it's
poorly located.
Like, it's poorly located.
Like several of his ex-wives.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, why would they even want it? You know, why would he want it if it's poorly located?
Yeah.
Right? All right. Well, anyway, some people call him Daddy.
Okay.
Okay, so
let's not go there.
Does Iceland now have to worry about anything? Let's listen to this.
Right. With all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money.
Greenland.
But that dip is peanuts compared to what it's gone up. As an example, Iceland, without tariffs, they wouldn't even be talking to us. When I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland.
There you go.
So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money.
Again. I think he just repeated himself over and over.
I think so.
But yes, Iceland.
Yeah.
You know, it's right next to Greenland,
It's
but
close.
You know,
yeah,
it's
but it's completely different.
Now those people are freaking out. They're probably not sleeping tonight.
Right? Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones before we continue with this mess. Hey, Dick, what do you got?
Well, the wonderful thing, too, is he's such a knowledgeable guy. When he brought up they'd all be speaking German if it wasn't in Switzerland.
Right.
That's what they speak, you moron.
That's what
I mean, several languages, I get it, 3 or 4, but mainly German.
Yeah.
There's nothing more embarrassing today during this Jack Smith thing than seeing Curley and Shemp, our two representatives. Shemp would be, of course, Fitzgerald, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And Glenn Grossman. They are the two biggest idiots. It was embarrassing to see those two.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it really is an amazing thing that they were elected into the House of Representatives. It's shocking. And I know this. They didn't attend one debate. They didn't have to. They had very popular names in the state, and they just got elected in without having to say anything or promise anything. And these guys have done nothing at all to stop Trump or at least make a major decision. All they did was pass the same tax cut that was passed in 2017. That's all they did. Oh, and then they took away a lot of our health care.
Yeah, that.
All right. Oh, and that's one of the questions we'll ask a political guest on this program. Would you get rid of your health care until the entire country is covered by universal health care?
Yes.
That is one of the questions. I got to write these down. I keep forgetting about them. All right. So anyway, perhaps Daddy didn't see the movie Mighty Ducks because then he'd know there was a difference between Greenland and Iceland. Let's listen.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I thought Iceland was covered with ice.
Iceland? No, it's very green.
I thought Greenland was green.
Greenland is covered with ice, and Iceland is very nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So somebody in Jen Psaki's staff knew that. Must have been a big fan of Mighty Ducks 2 or had some kids that were big fans of that movie.
Right.
And, of course, this didn't help either. This is cut 299 here.
All right. Here we go.
Usually they say he's a horrible dictator type person. I'm a dictator. But sometimes you need a dictator.
There you go. So that didn't quite help out anything at all. And now let's listen to a compilation of the world powers and their response.
Okay.
We need more stability in this world, but we do prefer respect and we do prefer rule of law to brutality.
The fact is, Trump only respects force and strength and unity. That's exactly what Europe should demonstrate right now.
I would like to confirm that they are an ally, but then they have to behave like an ally. You live in a time of monsters, and it's up to him to decide if he wants to be a monster, yes or no.
Let me put this in words you might understand. Mr. President, off.
Great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons. Tariffs as leverage, financial infrastructure as coercion, supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited. But when we only negotiate bilaterally with a hegemon, we negotiate from weakness. We accept what's offered. We compete with each other to be the most accommodating. This is not sovereignty. It's the performance of sovereignty while accepting subordination. The powerful have their power. But we have something too. The capacity to stop pretending, to name reality, to build our strength at home, and to act together.
I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
That was Canada
making
a deal with China. And so that is part of the new world order. So the final conclusion to all of this, let's get it.
The fundamental thing that occurred this week is something that can't be undone. And I think we're used to Taco, and Trump backing off and things just sort of go back to the way they were. We're not going back to the way they were. The Prime Minister of Canada said, this is done. We don't have the same relationship with the United States. Canada, as you mentioned earlier, is building a military plan for an invasion from the United States. That is different. The bell has been rung. It cannot be unrung. And that is the change that we're seeing here. And so, yes, we are now at this core. I mean, Donald Trump's always hated NATO. He's gotten to that core, but it is not just that he's gotten to that core and we can go back outward. It is different.
Yep, it is different, and can't take it back.
Yeah. Let's go to the phones. Up to Eau Claire we go. Gene is on the line. Good afternoon, Gene. Go ahead. Do we have Gene?
Hello, Gene.
Going once, going twice. Gene, are you there?
Run to the phone, Gene.
Oh, all right.
All right, let's
call
go to
back,
Mark.
Gene. Yeah, Mark in Prairie du Sac. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I refreshed my memory this morning. Greenland was called Greenland by the Norse because Eric the Red had gotten booted out of Iceland for manslaughter, and fled west and landed on Greenland. And after his exile was over, he went back to Iceland to promote Greenland as one more colonist there. And it was the medieval warm period, I guess, and it was a little bit greener than it turned out to be after the medieval, warm period ended, and it got, the climate got harsher, But I mean, that there's a big difference between Greenland and Iceland, and Iceland, what sits right on top of the Mid-Atlantic rift, I think, and that it is just Trump should actually be able to grasp that little concept right there, and getting back what we actually had with Greenland as far as the number of bases we can actually increase the size. They were telling us all along, put as many bases there as we want. I mean, Trump is just an inquisitive little man, and he thinks it makes him more powerful by spouting this nonsense. But if you can't keep in his head, there's Greenland and there's Iceland. I mean, the guy has just lost it. And I mean, I don't know what kind of excuses, our MAGA friends are going to be saying about this, that talking about his genius. But the man his sense is just declining daily.
He's pretty much lost it, and he said all of that in front of a lot of people, and it's and no one corrected him.
Yeah. Mark, thanks for that call.
Mark,
he's kind of losing touch.
Well,
seems.
I have my AI glasses on, and Len had a good question. Ask your AI glasses, what is the average IQ of the user of AI glasses?
What are you trying to say there, Len?
Maybe it's slipping from me too. Can't get them to work. Can't get them to answer a question, but we'll see.
And Cam from Appleton said, John, if you're ever up in Green Bay, I could do tech support for your glasses for you. And he's not joking, he says.
Okay.
So if you need a little tech support, call on Cam. All right.
It says here, Tyler has a suggestion to get an answer from your AI glasses. You need to ask like this. Glasses on my face. Will Donald destroy the human race?
Oh, okay.
Hey, you know what? Let's try that.
You could try it.
I have to turn them on again.
Okay, here we go.
They go to sleep.
God. Okay.
You're not used to all this, are you? Okay, here we go.
Okay,
I'm going to try this as proactive.
Here we go. Okay. God. Gina's going to call us back.
All right, that sounds great.
All right.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Glasses on my face. Will Donald Trump destroy the human race?
Okay. Stand by for that.
No, I'm not getting anything on this.
Okay.
We'll just keep trying.
You got to send those back or get tech support.
Well,
let's call tech support.
There may be a problem.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to be finding out how cold it's going to get this weekend from our climate specialist, Amanda Latham.
Yeah.
That's coming up next on John and Gordy.
To Capitol Politics. If it happens on the Isthmus, you'll hear it here. 92.7 WMDX. Real news and great conversation.
Allure Intimate Apparel redefines what it means to feel confident, celebrating every woman, every shape, and every size. Their expert bra fit specialists offer a refined, pressure-free experience designed for comfort, beauty, and ease. Bra, sleepwear, swim, and lingerie, Allure has it all. With a personalized touch and a commitment to service, Allure helps you feel supported every single day. Visit Allure's new location in the Hilldale Shopping Center, where bra fittings are their focus. Visit AllureFits.com. That's AllureFits.com.
Looking to strengthen the bond with your pup? Dane County Humane Society offers a variety of dog training classes led by certified trainers. Classes are designed to help you and your furry friend learn new skills, improve behavior, and deepen your connection. Whether your dog is a curious puppy, an independent teenager, or a lifelong learner, DCHS has the tools and expertise to help you set the stage for a successful year ahead. Visit giveshelter.org/dog training to register today.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Listen to the Civic Media exclusive podcast, Busted Pencils.
Protest is democracy in action. So let's organize our voice and, like Tim says, know the rules. But we also should teach them what is the appropriate way to exercise your democratic voice, which is also a civic responsibility. It's not saying, hey, let's teach a protest against something.
Hi, Amanda. We're coming up in about 30 seconds here.
Hello. Perfect.
Great. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Just going to talk for maybe 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks.
All right, stand by.
Stand by. This is where the action is at. It's John Peterson and Gordy Young, along with Dom at the controls today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course the big news for, well, let's see, the next 24, 48 hours, I guess starting later on tonight, is this big area of cold air that's going to be moving in. In fact, there's an extreme cold warning out there for the entire state and for much of the upper Midwest. Well, I can't get my AI glasses to tell me what the weather forecast is going to be, although my Samsung watch is telling me all the time that we've got this warning. Okay. So, well, let's talk to an expert here about it, okay? Yeah. We've got Amanda Latham from, she is a climate outreach specialist with the Wisconsin State Climatology Office. We've talked to her before. It's good to have you with us, Amanda. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
I'm surprised you came back. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, really? So everybody's bracing for this massive cold air that's headed our way. Is this like a polar vortex, or is this something completely different? I know there's. Why don't you explain what's really happening here?
Yeah, lots of little catchphrases and keywords being thrown around. Yes, this is an event that can be tied to the polar vortex. The polar vortex isn't really something that occurs. The polar vortex is there every winter, but it's actually when the polar vortex weakens that the northern part of the United States can start to feel some of those impacts. So when the vortex weakens, some of the cold air that's contained up in the far northern polar regions of the globe kind of start to spill out and kind of escape that polar vortex. And so we do have a weaker polar vortex right now. And so that's why we're seeing some of that really cold Arctic air invading the Midwest and then potentially some areas farther south of us as well.
Yeah. So this is Canada's way of getting even with the U.S.
Exactly. If the wildfire smoke over the summer wasn't enough, now they're sending their cold air to us.
Great. Right. So we're talking about they're saying wind chills as low as 40 below, right?
Yeah. So it will definitely be cold, but we probably won't break any records for how cold the temperatures will be. But it's the really cold wind chills that will be so extreme. 40 below for the wind chills in southern Wisconsin. Parts of northern Wisconsin could see wind chills of about 50 below. And these are some wind chills that we haven't seen since that last outbreak of Arctic air in January of 2019.
Wow. And this is going to stick around for a while, right?
Yeah, so the worst of it will probably be tomorrow, Friday, and then into parts of Saturday. But I really think the temperatures we had today, probably the warmest will be for the next 5 days or so. Temperatures will probably stay in the single digits, maybe low teens as we go into parts of next week.
So when it gets this cold, it can be really, really dangerous if you don't, if you aren't careful, right? I mean, you're talking about frostbite that can happen on exposed skin in what, 10 minutes or even less?
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. So the wind just whips away the heat that's around your body very, very quickly. When the winds are this strong and when your temperatures are this cold, it can make you very prone to frostbite and hypothermia. So it's really important to try to limit the amount of time you're spending outside. I know people have dogs that they have to take for walks, opt for those shorter walks, put the little booties on the dog's feet if they'll let you do that. Hopefully a lot of schools are closed as well, so kids aren't spending a lot of time outside.
Mm-hmm. And be sure to check on your neighbors and loved ones and elderly and make sure they're okay. And if people are driving around, good idea to have an emergency kit in the car, right?
Oh,
Yep, some extra hats, mittens, some blankets, things like that. I know people always say let the car run for a little bit as well as you're just starting it, to let that car warm up a little bit before you take off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Amanda. Well, we'll hopefully all get through it okay, and just be extra cautious and use a lot of common sense when it gets dangerously cold like this.
Now, man, maybe you can answer my question here.
What?
Do the Democrats really control the weather? I remember.
What are you talking about?
There was an article like that. I mean, the Republicans said that was true, so I was just wanted to check with an actual person who knows about this stuff.
If they do, I think I'd like to talk to them about this cold.
Okay, good answer, Amanda.
Great, thank you.
Very good. Well, thanks for joining us, Amanda. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's Amanda Latham, climate outreach specialist from the Wisconsin State Climatology Office.
You missed your chance.
What? What are you talking about?
You told her to bundle up. Don't forget her gloves.
Dress in layers. I mean, I think everybody pretty much gets it, don't they?
Make sure windshield wipers work and you have your ice scraper with you.
Got to have your ice scraper. Yeah, that's right. All those good
The cool thing about my space car, and this is a really nice benefit. Look, I'm just new to like modern cars. So, okay, I'm impressed by the fact
EV cars are, fairly new.
I'm impressed by the fact that I can make my steering wheel hot. Yeah,
it is pretty cool.
Really?
It's cool.
You can warm up the steering wheel. Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
So just had
can you control the temperature of it?
No, it's just you just push a button and it's just that way.
Can you start it without being in the car? Can you start it from like a?
I can, yes. That's another subscription. I'm so done with subscriptions.
What about the seats?
There's an app for my car, and I can control almost everything on it. But I have to subscribe to it like $10 a month.
I'm sure
it's ridiculous.
You have heated seats, though. Those
I
are
do
free.
have heated seats.
Are those free? Or you have to?
No, that's part of the subscription package.
No way.
They barely give me anything, any benefit whatsoever by having an app on my phone.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I know. How does a person keep track of all the app subscriptions?
I have no idea.
If we did subscribe to even a lot of the people on Substack,
right?
I know there are newsletters, but how do you do it? How do you keep track of all this stuff? It just keeps happening, taking money out of your account.
Well, there's a service called Chargeback. I have an app on my phone, Chargeback. Any subscription you have keeps track of it. And
really?
If you see something that's been on there for a while that you're like, oh no, I have Spotify. I haven't used that in years. Whatever, that you can cancel it right there.
Just ask Gordy.
I have an app called Rocket.
Yeah.
And that works the same way.
Same kind of
deal.
But
yours is special just for subscription.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
I'm up on high
you
tech.
are a high-tech guy right here.
You even didn't know about it. Okay. Coming back after the news, it's John and Gordy. Stay right here.
WMDX Columbus, Madison's real news and great conversation. A Civic Media station. WMDXradio.com.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Vice President J.D. Vance in Minneapolis calling for local and state leaders to work with federal authorities when it comes to immigration operations. He says the public can protest but not interfere with ICE agents. ABC's Matt Rivers has more.
He was talking about protesters. He was talking about far left-wing agitators, making the situation worse, going after ICE officers. But what you didn't hear him talk about was a lot of things that we've seen with our own eyes, which does appear to be ICE overreach, going into homes that they shouldn't have been in, excessive force against even U.S. U.S. citizens. What role do ICE officers, do DHS officials have in the ongoing chaos here in Minneapolis? There is no question that there is a role that ICE has played in contributing to that across the city.
At least 5 governors in the South declaring states of emergency as a looming ice storm takes aim. Temperatures in the teens and single digits later this week could leave parts of the nation's midsection crippled for days. That same storm expected to bring record snowfall to the Northeast. This is ABC News.
From the Capitol to your kitchen table, Madison's biggest stories live right here on 92.7 WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. We've got intense cold coming our way tonight. Temperatures could be about 15 below while you're sleeping, and prepare for that wall of cold to hit you as you leave the house in the morning tomorrow. We won't even get above 0. Pipes can easily freeze in this kind of weather. You'll want to make sure it stays warm enough wherever you have any kind of plumbing. Check that you've got enough insulation in the areas where you need it. Be prepared and know where your water shutoff valve is just in case. Also, make sure your car is prepared for this Arctic air. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation says keep your tires properly inflated and keep your gas tank at least half full. This is the exact kind of weather where you should have an emergency kit in your car, a little food, water, blankets, and warm clothes. If you end up sliding off the road or stranded on the shoulder, stay buckled in and call for help. When it's this cold, you want to stay inside. You don't want any of that warm air to escape the car. And speaking of our vehicles, Melissa Kay has our weekly check of prices at the pump.
Average gasoline prices fell 3.8 cents over the last week, landing at an average of $2.47 on Monday. This is 0.7 cents lower than a month ago and well over 45 cents per gallon lower than this time last year. Prices at gas stations across the state differ by as much as 81 cents per gallon, with the lowest being $2.18 and the highest at $2.99. Officials at Gas Buddy say California will start to transition to summer gasoline soon, and the rest of the country will follow around a month later. In the weeks ahead, we could see localized discounts as winter fuel is cleared after large inventory increases in recent weeks.
The average price for a gallon of regular here in Dane County today is $2.45. That's 36 cents lower than the national average. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. You're listening to 92.7 WMDX News.
Peralta to the Mets. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports Baseball. The Milwaukee Brewers trading their ace pitcher, Freddie Peralta, to the New York Mets, and Brewers' 27-year-old right-hander, Tobias Myers, also sent to the Mets in the deal. In return, the Brewers pick up 2 prospects, infielder Jet Williams and right-hand pitcher Brandon Sproat. The trade being compared to when the Brewers sent Corbin Burns to Baltimore for Joey Ortiz and DJ Hall. NBA, the Bucks losing at home by 20 to the Thunder, 122-102. Miles Turner and Kevin Porter Jr. both out with injuries. Giannis still limited in minutes playing time. Was Oklahoma City just too much to handle? Doc Rivers.
When we have 2 guys like that out with Giannis on a minute restriction, you can't get in the hole. Coming into the game, my only thought was we cannot get down early, because what happens if you get down early, now you have to take Giannis off the floor, and it's just going to increase the lead, and that's exactly what happened.
College hoops, Wisconsin at Penn State tonight with Sports on Mike Clemens.
Parallel parking in Madison? Impossible. Finding real conversation on the radio? Probable. With 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. Flurries of light snow and blowing snow into the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies and highs in the mid-teens. Wind chills below 0 thanks to gusty west winds. Flurries then clearing tonight. Lows around 15 below. Wind chills 30 to 40 below. Currently 17 degrees.
Hey there, Wisconsin. Tom Hartman here. Democracy is not a spectator sport, so join me each and every weekday right here on Civic Media for the Tom Hartman program from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Covering the news of the day and sharing ways for you to get off the sidelines and get active in your community, because change starts with you. Get involved and tune in to the Tom Hartman program Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your local Civic Media radio station.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Finding support for my child with ADHD felt overwhelming. I didn't know which direction to take, but Understood.org's resources helped guide me. Now I have the tools I need to keep
Get on the hot foot.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get on the good foot.
And that, too. John and Gordy. On a very chilly afternoon here.
But, dancing is a good way to stay warm, though.
Try it
Chilly,
out. Try it out on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Crossing the street.
Right. Why not?
Like that guy with the fox mask on in Minneapolis.
That's an hilarious video. Did we put? I think I put that on our Facebook page.
Did you? I hope it's up there.
If we didn't,
because that
we
thing
will.
That is truly one of the great videos. It's
He's
the
out
whole
there.
dance, right? It's the whole dance. He's starting,
he's
and no one's really
dancing
paying
around.
attention to him. He just keeps dancing, and then
The ICE agents are just standing there watching him for a while,
And then they just
decide,
piled on him.
We're gonna let's go
was
get
it.
this guy.
Oh, my
He's
God.
annoying.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
now I complain about my my gas bill. It was just outrageous. It was
Yeah.
over $500.
Oh,
First time in my entire life,
That's
especially with
crazy.
my computerized heating system that I have.
Is it really?
Yes. No, it really is. It's computer controlled.
I mean,
the thermostats are much more advanced than they were in the old days. With the switch at the bottom that you
I like those old ones.
heat, nothing, cold.
Right. Then you turn the little dial
it's-
there, and you
yes,
can
the
tell
little dial with
it
the-
clicks in.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore, my friend.
Well,
And it's much
you're-
better.
How come your bill is so high? I've seen your house. It's not that enormous.
I'm
I mean,
glad you asked.
Yeah. Why?
Because, and this is from Madison Minutes. You can always subscribe to them.
Yeah.
But they explained it. Finally, right? We're in the middle of the damn month. Thanks for letting us know. Finally, if your bill caused your blood to boil, you're not alone. Both Alliant Energy and Madison Gas and Electric raised their rates for natural gas
Nice.
and electricity starting January 1st.
Wow.
Some residents can expect to pay as much as $100 more for heat this winter, which is me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they were just raised my bill.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing, gas prices at the pump, a little bit down. I get it.
Yeah.
Food prices are up. And then, of course, natural gas prices are up. Now, they're putting in place and they're firing up the old coal plants. And they're firing up some natural gas plants.
Okay.
But now the natural gas is very expensive. Why is it expensive? I didn't even know this was coming. I don't think anybody knew this was
No,
happening.
never heard anything about
No,
it.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's pretty open. It's an open government here. You really have to admire the Trump administration for keeping us all informed here.
Well, grocery prices, though, are definitely up.
Are definitely up.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's just ridiculous. And again, what was the statistic? It was like 94%.
Something like that.
94% of the public is paying extra this year on the tariffs.
Yeah. Okay, because of the tariffs.
Because of the tariffs.
Yes.
It's an extra tax on all of us.
Yeah. Great.
I want to get to something a little bit more serious. Obviously, what's going on in Minneapolis and St. Paul, it's just as outrageous as possible. And we saw J.D. Vance talking about, let's tone it down. Let's work together.
Trying to lower the temperature.
Again, J.D. This is Kristi Noem's thing. That's her department. That's what she should be doing. Now we're finding out that these ICE agents are allowed to break into people's homes and take them out. That they have the right to do that. This is a new right.
They can just
that,
take them
they
right
were
out of
given.
their houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
warrant.
Yeah. So why don't we get to this first story that I have for you? This is ICE abusing a father and a son who were on their way to school, okay? This story was on last night on MS Now. So let's listen.
Okay.
Within seconds, a fear the 16-year-old U.S. citizen had long suppressed comes to the surface. His undocumented father might be taken by federal agents.
We didn't know what was happening. They were still chasing us, and that's when they started hitting our car, trying to flip us.
As Arnoldo continues to film, agents appear to ram into the Bazan's car at least 4 times.
We told them that we had video showing that not only was it actually the reverse, that their agents struck him 4 times. That was sort of the point in which our conversations with DHS broke down, and we could no longer get answers from them. This father and son, their morning started out on the way to school getting breakfast, when they're pulled over by what they think are maybe local police in unmarked cars. But what they then say they see is masked men jump out of cars with guns already drawn. So the father thinks he's actually being carjacked. So he backs up his car and he flees. A few seconds into fleeing, they start to realize there's more unmarked cars around them. This must be federal immigration agents. And you hear the 16-year-old boy come to that realization there in the car. They end up being able to tackle the father and son inside a nearby restaurant depot. And it's an incredibly violent scene. The father is being beaten on the ground. The son ends up in an incredibly violent chokehold. What kinds of things did you hear them say to you and your father?
A bunch of racist stuff.
They confirm the boy is a U.S. citizen. They drop him home. You can see there, they bring him to a hospital, the Texas Children's Hospital. He's immediately rushed into a trauma unit. A nurse there calls the police and actually initiates a report to say that this minor, this 10th grader, has been choked, has been beaten. We're seeing it spread all across the interior. And that means that Americans, including U.S. citizens, they are going to see more and more of these tactics used as this entire immigration apparatus continues to expand. And Trump actually has been promoting some of the most aggressively trained agents, Border Patrol agents in particular, through all of the offices in DHS.
Incredible, isn't it?
Man.
That's the kind of story we're going to hear more of, and unfortunately, that is something I think we all predicted would happen when you put masks on ICE agents, and then you give them, you give them the power to go into homes without any kind of search warrant. So that's the story. And it's affecting kids mostly. I mean, we're hearing a lot about what's happening to these kids.
Yes. So and, and they were carrying guns and ammunition and everything, coming in fully loaded, ready to go.
Yes,
beat down the door and grab people.
Well, everybody knows
them
knows that Commander Greg Bovino, right? I mean, he looks like Sergeant Fury in his Howling Commandos. He's by the way, I think he's like 5'3". He's really, really short.
Somebody pointed this out yesterday. Excuse me. Why are they wearing camo? What are they trying to camo? Yeah. What are they trying to blend into in Minneapolis wearing camo? Yeah. What's the point?
Well, it's it's that new camo siding on houses, so you can
sneaking around in the bushes in camo.
Yes, you just
right
flush
up
against
house.
the siding, the camo siding, and there you are. No one sees you.
Yeah, that's right. What are they doing?
Anyway, now here's a tragic story. It seems like now students are being targeted as well. Greg Bovino and his Border Patrol agents deployed toxic green chemical gas linked to burning skin and eyes, coughing, vomiting, chest pain, and serious respiratory injury, with the risk of delayed and long-term lung damage. They were throwing canisters of this particular gas out into this crowd. Right outside a park and playground down the street from an elementary school in Minneapolis immediately after dismissal. So there were kids all over the place when they decided to do this. And a school bus was forced to drive straight through the gas. Let's listen to what it sounded like here.
Get back!
That's Bovino shouting.
Sam! I have it! Sam, back up! The green stuff!
Yeah. There's a green fog hanging in the air there, and that's the stuff that can burn your skin, your eyes, coughing, vomiting, chest pain, and serious lung damage long term, especially for kids.
Yeah, we actually saw this happening.
Yeah, we saw a clip of that.
Yeah.
Children were heading to the park, and buses were transporting kids home at the time. Just a sidewalk filled with protesters. That's all it was. They weren't blocking traffic. They weren't out in the street.
Right.
They just decided they were driving by, and they decided to stop and throw canisters of this toxic chemical gas.
Right.
So
unbelievable. Yeah.
That's just happening. And they're ad-libbing this. This is
making it all up. Yeah.
Intimidating the American people in this country. And this story, I suppose, gets out there, and everybody starts reading it, and they're thinking, "Oh my gosh," and this is normalizing this kind of situation.
Well, and it's destroying the businesses in downtown Minneapolis. They're telling us that they're vacant. I mean, people are afraid to go out of their houses.
Yes, nothing's stopping them.
Yeah,
they can't be stopped.
Yeah, they're afraid to go to work. They're afraid to go to school or church or go shopping.
That's right.
Everybody's hunkering down there.
And you're getting sued by the federal government in case you do say something. They're trying to intimidate you from saying anything to the public, warning them, because it could be that you're tipping off those individuals about the ICE agents being in your neighborhood, or you're trying to stop the ICE agents from finding these people. In some way, shape, or form, they're trying to tag all these people that are trying to help the other citizens as people who should be accused of felonies.
Right.
Stopping the government from doing their job, supposedly. I don't think this is exactly their job.
No. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we're going to talk to former U.S. Attorney Jim Santel.
Yeah.
Going to talk to him about some of the goings-on in Minneapolis and a lot of other topics as well.
I want to bottom line this. Of course, we talked a little bit about Jack Smith.
Yeah.
So I got a little clip.
In front of Congress.
Yeah, again, it's pretty obvious what he's going to say here. It's 304. Let's listen.
Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in criminal activity. If asked whether to prosecute a former president based on the same facts today, I would do so regardless of whether that president was a Democrat or a Republican.
That's it. I mean, that's really all you need to know.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it was pretty interesting watching Jack Smith answer some of the ridiculous questions posed to him by the Republicans.
Yeah, he's very straightforward. He was asked by one of the Republicans, why did you only indict President Trump in this when you had 15 or 16 other people in that and in your investigation, and you were labeling them as co-conspirators? Why did you only indict the president? And he said, "Well, because I was relieved of my duties."
There you go.
I did that.
It's your fault.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he was ready to indict the rest of them, but he hadn't gotten to that part of the paperwork yet before they took him out.
I didn't hear his response, although he was asked about the phone records that he asked for, of the senators. Remember? He asked,
right.
And the senators were just outraged.
Oh, sure.
For being a part of the investigation, but they really had a part in the investigation simply because they were trying to overturn the election. And of course, they wanted some of the details of the phone records, but they weren't highly detailed. They were just basically, who called when and what time.
Yeah, what phone numbers were used.
So that was it. But he defended that. I'm going to look for that clip. Maybe he had a better explanation, a pretty good explanation. Better one than I just gave here on the air. So.
Right. Okay. We're coming right back after this short break.
You can call me John, not Jack.
It's John and Gordy after this. Not Jack.
Makes you nervous.
I'm hungry. What's cooking?
Oh, no, not me. It's your turn.
Oh, we're back to taking turns?
Yes.
Well, how about Sugar River Pizza?
Oh, yeah, now they can cook.
I could really go for some of that 12-hour smoked pulled pork.
Ooh, and some pasta. Okay, now I'm hungry. Sugar River, here we come.
And they have that great kids menu, too.
We don't have any kids.
Right. That's beside the point. The point is, I'm hungry, you're hungry.
Let's go.
Yes. And we should talk about having some kids.
Get in the car, Bob. Sugar River, Sun Prairie, Verona, New Glarus, and catering.
Still using soap to clean your carpets? Try Zero Res instead. Zero Res cleans deep and dries fast. Zero Res also has a 4.9 Google rating. Zero Res, spell it forward or backward, it's the right way to clean. Call 608-848-9000.
Civic Media Mornings.
We have a president who likes to decide policy by going to social media. Now, after centuries, it is time for Denmark to give back. World peace is at stake. China and Russia want Greenland, and there is not a thing that Denmark can do about it.
We have the capacity to protect ourselves in Greenland with no restrictions.
Jamie Martinson and Brian Noonan on your local Civic Media station. Weekdays 6 to 8.
Would you like to contact Congress and let them know your views about issues that are important to you? Leave a message for your U.S. representative or your senator by calling the Capitol Switchboard at 202-224-3121. Phone lines are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Standard phone rates may apply. To send an email, go to senate.gov or house.gov for more information. A public service message from the Civic Media Radio Network.
Pete Schwaba.
Conrad is out sick tonight. I just confirmed what Conrad has. As it turns out, he has gigantism, alien hand syndrome, celiacs, the pig's flu. He has evil twinism. He didn't seem like himself the last couple nights working the board. Conrad, get well soon. There are probably HIPAA restrictions on this, but that's not for me to say. If anyone can do it, the guy who can bench almost 300 pounds can do it.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Charge. Goose step mama, taken by and large. While you tinker with some tailor, someone sold you to a sailor. Goose step mama, oh yeah, goose step mama.
John and Gordy. It's funny because next hour we'll be talking about Trump butchering the golden goose.
What?
Yes, the golden goose. This was something in the Bulwark, which was really an interesting article, an analysis of what's going on and what Trump is doing to the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. So we'll take a look at that and dissect it.
Phone lines are open.
And kill it. We're going to kill the goose.
Okay. All right.
Dissect that story.
855-752-4842. Let's go to the phones right now to Madison. Joe is on the line. Good afternoon, Joe. Go ahead.
That audio that you shared of the father and son is just harrowing, and I would ask people to, not only is it awful, but it's costing us tons and tons of money to do this. When, as I've suggested to you before, if you want to get illegal immigration done, finished in the United States, put the CEOs in prison, and there's legislation or bills that. Legislation that allows people our system to do that. But of course we won't, because it just is so much more dramatic to have the guys running through Minneapolis with camo. Speaking of business, I wanted to return. No, also I did want to ask you if you can ask Mr. Santel in the next half hour. You were saying that the people in the ICE in Minneapolis is saying that they can go in despite having an official warrant that's signed by a magistrate, and I'd really be interested to hear what Jim has to say about that.
Yes,
it sounds like they're really throwing that out the window. But I wanted to return to the Greenland thing. Number one, if this is so important for our safety and our security, wouldn't Alaska be kind of important for Putin? And wouldn't Putin be able to jump in there and say, gee, we need this to feel safer, so you guys leave and we want it?
They could have done that a long time ago. There's not a lot of troops up there in Alaska.
Exactly. And I had spoken with you yesterday about just some of the difficulties of putting a mining industry in Greenland. If you want to spend a whole lot of money, maybe you could. But there was an article that, not from some left-wing rag, but from, Fortune on the and it was about the poor case it is for trying to make this stuff happen in Greenland. And I was talking to you about the Greenland ice shield. I didn't know that this thing covers 80% of Greenland, and the average thickness of the Greenland ice shield is a mile deep. In some places, it's close to 2 miles deep.
Wow.
And it's like, Jesus criminy.
Yeah.
And they're going through the list of, they said that, number one, you get all that ice. Number two, it's just, there's no port, there are very few ports. You don't have a mining industry already established. You need roads, you need electrification. And here's one, polar bears. I'd forgotten about polar bears. There's an issue when you're trying to do business up there. But I would commend anyebody that wants to get a very thorough look at how a business entity looks at this whole idea of mining in Greenland. And as one person said, well, just look around. If this could have been done to this point, it probably would have been done, and it hasn't been done. And they had a great line within the article that, sometimes it's just one line sums it up so well. They said, here, ambition runs up against reality.
Yes, indeed. Wow. Yeah.
Great.
So,
yeah.
Because we may be returning. Just the fact that he's temporarily swayed away from this doesn't mean it's a permanent thing.
Oh,
Thanks a lot, you guys.
All right, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Appreciate
check
it.
out
Yeah,
that
those are
Fortune
good points.
article.
I guess you really have to kind of think about it. Why hasn't anybody tried to get those minerals before this?
Mm-hmm.
It's always, Trump has some really good ideas.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's go back to the phones to Portage. Here's Trace. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Hey, gentlemen. Always a pleasure. Once again, I am completely stupefied by the idiocy of the entire administration.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder, I don't see any kind of ice presence in any of the border states, which kind of blowing my mind because I know Texas and Arizona have loads more of undocumented people there than Minnesota does. Yeah. So it's just a bunch of guys who were bullied in high school cosplaying as police officers.
Yeah.
And
right.
I saw the story about them using a 5-year-old boy to bait the parents out of the house.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering how anybody can justify these actions. And I can only hope, the only sliver of hope I have in this complete degeneracy is I just think back to Nuremberg. Because every single one of these guys has signed up for their little bonus to go cosplay an army man.
Right.
They're going to have to answer for this eventually. And when the tide turns, they're all going to have their day in court. And they're going to have to speak to the American people, and just following orders isn't going to cut it.
That's right.
I'm disgusted beyond belief at this point, and I don't really know what to do anymore.
There is some hope, Trace. The Democrats are promising to hold all of these people accountable. It's not getting even. It's just holding accountable. I appreciate your call on that. I do want to get to this 5-year-old boy, though.
Yes.
ICE has sparked condemnation after reports that a 5-year-old boy had been detained in Minnesota and used as bait. Zena Stenvik, the Columbia Heights superintendent, told reporters on Wednesday, "Why detain a 5-year-old? You can't tell me that this child is going to be classified as a violent criminal." Masked agents, by the way, stopped 5-year-old Liam Ramos in his driveway as he arrived home from school with his father. Another adult living in the home was outside and begged the agents to let him take care of the small child. It's cold out there, and was refused. Liam's family has an active asylum case and no deportation orders. So that's why the agents were there in the first place. They shouldn't have been there because they've got an active case.
Yeah. 29 minutes past the hour. We'll check in with the Midwest Farm Report, and then former U.S. Attorney Jim Santel will join us, and more of your phone calls, 855-752-4842. Back in just a moment or two.
WMDX, like a podcast, but lazier. Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
Autonomous machines are making advancements in agriculture every day, and we may soon be seeing more of them in the fields. I'm Ben Jarbo at the Midwest Farm Report, and Brian Luck, an associate professor of biological systems and engineering with the UW Extension, shares where we are currently seeing autonomous machines being used.
We've seen the market kind of grow a little bit, I think. If we look at AGCO's released a new autonomous grain cart. Deere has an autonomous package that you can add on to their precision ag package on their tractors to be able to do tillage and other things. There's companies out there that are making small autonomous machines, kind of in a swarm capacity, and there's other companies like Sabanto and a few others that are have been in the game a little while. They've actually been doing stuff on golf courses, I think.
Brian says he expects to see more autonomous tractors in the field in the next 3 to 5 years because of the ongoing labor shortage and advancements in technology. From the Rural Mutual Insurance News Desk, I'm Ben Jarbo, and we'll take a look at those closing markets right after this.
From beautiful farmlands to battlefields, that's our next adventure. Hi, everybody. Farm Director Pam Yankee inviting you to join me on our Southern Harvest and History Tour, September 13th through the 21st, Charleston to Atlanta. We'll discover the rich agricultural heritage and charm of South Carolina and Georgia, starting in Charleston with a horse-drawn carriage ride through the downtown district.
Hi, Jim.
Jim.
Gentlemen, how are you today?
Doing okay. Good. We had a question from one of our listeners who wants to know how these agents can break into homes now without having a warrant, an actual warrant.
If that's
really
true.
I was listening to your segment, and I can answer that and explain why the Fourth Amendment applies here. That thing, that nasty thing called the Constitution, right? It's
right. Jim. When is your performance as Roy Cohn?
Oh, well, okay. You heard about this. Yes. Yeah. I actually sent it. So we did one reading last night, another one tonight, but there's going to be a third one in early February when it's presumably maybe a little bit less chilly at the Jewish Community Center. I think it's February 5th. So it's a couple of weeks from now. And
why don't you come over to Madison?
No. We're going to ask him to perform it right here.
Right, exactly. I've got the script here. And stunningly, again, this is what I think you're going after. Believe it or not, I'm playing Roy Cohn.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know. That's why it'd be fun
because
to hear
you really like to swear a lot, right?
Right. Well, the script, I'm telling friends and friends like you and other associates. Hang on, because it is unforgiving language, and it is, and the other part of this is, again, the whole play is so incredibly relevant today.
Yeah.
But Roy Cohn is Donald Trump's origin story, and this is where it comes from. It's Roy Cohn.
Gordy, we looked up. I wanted to find out the 3 things that Trump lives by, and he looked it up, and there are actually 7.
I think there were 6 things
that Roy Cohn taught him that he has to adhere to.
Right.
Yeah.
And they include things like you never admit you're wrong.
Exactly.
Name calling. It is aggressively pursuing anybody who goes after you. And there are people last night it was a smaller crowd, but they were gasping as the Cohn character is saying some of these things because they think, oh, well, wait a minute. That must be Donald Trump. No, this is Roy Cohn, and he taught this. And it's the script itself. Again, it was written back 35 years ago.
Is this a solo performance, Jim?
It is not. No, there are 8 people in the cast, and everybody plays slightly different parts. And it's a very moving story about again that time in America. But the Roy Cohn plays. Ethel Rosenberg makes an appearance. This guy was indicted 3 times, always acquitted. He just was unredeemably horrible. And there's nothing good to say about him other than the fact that, again, when people afterwards were talking, they said, I had no idea that this is where it's all the language of the play. Again, some of it is from things that Roy Cohn actually said. It's from. Yep.
Wow. Hold that thought.
So we'd have to sit through everybody else.
All right.
Awesome.
Going to a mountain that's a mountain of fun. So let's go, Whitaker, go. The temperature it's 90, but the snow never melts. The girls in
get nice cold temperatures in the area.
Oh boy, we're going to be in the deep freeze over the weekend. It sounds like wind chills down to 40 or 50 below. It's going to get crazy, but try to stay warm.
We've got attorney Jim Santel coming up in just a moment, but first let's take a call from Charles. Charles, what do you got for us today?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. So, there's reports out there with this whole Greenland thing that he's really after Greenland because some billionaire donor would like to get, minerals in that.
Sure, mining rights.
That are supposedly,
Sure.
Yeah, so there's a possibility that he's doing all of this for some billionaire donor. And like I said yesterday, he's making it where America will be hated. Even with the things that they're doing here with ICE, people will not like America. And if something bad happens in America, it'll be because of him and the horribleness. And another question, did you guys hear about the boat strike today in the Caribbean?
No.
No, what happened?
No, because there aren't anymore.
That's
all of a sudden, no more boat strikes.
Yes, isn't that funny how that works? No drugs are being smuggled at all now.
No, not anymore. Just like no more caravans. After every election, there's no more caravans.
Right?
That's right.
You're right, Charles.
Oh, it's
Thanks
a
for keeping an eye on
It's just
things.
a coincidence. That's all.
Charles, thank you for that call.
Yeah.
All right, now let's welcome in Jim Santel, former U.S. Attorney. Good to have you with us again, Jim.
Gentlemen, good to be with you as always. Lots and lots of things to chat about, are there not?
We do. We had a caller who wanted to know why these ICE agents are able to enter in and break into people's homes and take them out without a warrant. What's the story?
Yeah.
So where this is coming from is, believe it or not, back in 2025, just last year, there was an internal memorandum written by a person inside ICE that said, yeah, go ahead and bust down doors if you've got an administrative warrant. And so this is what these ICE agents are being taught, that this is a legitimate legal proposition and you may go and do it. Now, that doesn't absolve them of the responsibility to follow the Constitution, but the Constitution is the big point here. I did this for 30 years. You have privacy rights in your home. That's the Fourth Amendment. That's James Madison stuff, right? It's been around for 237 years. And there are a couple of circumstances under which, again, that what the Fourth Amendment says is you're free from unreasonable searches and seizures. What does that mean? It means that if the government comes to your door, if they're local police, if they're ICE agents, if they're county officers, and they have a judicially authorized search warrant, that is, a judge has looked at this and said, Mr. Santel, in your home, you've got evidence of a crime. You've got a meth lab going on. You've got guns that are going on. You're doing human trafficking. And a judge has made that determination that there is probable cause to believe that there's a crime either going on or evidence of the crime in that location. Then, yes, indeed, the agents have frankly, the obligation to go in, but the right to go in. That's a warrant, right? The other circumstance is if they come to your door and knock on your door and say, can we come in? And you give consent. Yes, you can give consent. You can limit it to particular areas in the home, that kind of thing. Those are the two areas. Again, there's also a thing called exigent circumstance. If somebody is running away from a horrific event or bank robbery or something else, and they dart into your home, yes, agents can follow into the home because that's called, a flight, right? A hot pursuit. But those are the circumstances under which, again, under the Fourth Amendment, your privacy right in your home can be affected. There is a memorandum, once again, that basically tosses all of that out. And the mere fact that somebody inside the Immigration and Customs Enforcement authors a memorandum and it purports to be real and it purports to be an accurate statement of the law does not make it so. And yet that's the basis upon which I'm sure the listener in the last segment, that's where this is coming from. And that's why they're doing this out there, because they're being told by their supervisors at the highest level, go ahead and do this. Again, another reason, you're making lists of them today, as you always do, another reason why to shake your head in abject disbelief that this is America that's going on. This is not consistent. These arrests, again, without probable cause, all the events you're describing, the apprehension of children, these kinds of things, the beatings and so forth that you were reviewing in your last segments or so, all of them have huge constitutional problems. And yes, that I know reduces this very serious human situation to a legal one. But the listeners should know that this is not only is it not America. If you go in, the problem is, what is the remedy? Well, it's lawsuits. Judges will find that what they're doing is unconstitutional and wrong and illegal. And when, as your previous caller said, when one day this is over and there's accounting for it, all the proper standards come back in place, and all of this bad behavior gets reviewed under the ways in which it should be reviewed right now.
Now, is there any accountability for the person who put that memorandum together? Is that
right?
like an illegal act?
All right, that's the next issue, right? You've got a supervisor here. It's hard to bring a criminal case if you're authoring a memorandum like this, but if you put into effect something that does cause harm to people, can you be exposed to the same kind of thing that you're causing people to do? It's one of your listeners said, this is kind of the Nuremberg situation, right? You've got a supervisor who says, do this. You don't get protection if what you're doing is again, unconstitutional, immoral, illegal. And the person who's telling you that at the highest level doesn't get protection either, just because he or she happens to be in a position where they're writing an unfounded memorandum.
Yeah.
Jim, isn't there a difference between the judicial warrant and administrative warrant? I thought the ICE agents were mainly using administrative warrants,
right?
But they need judicial warrants in order to actually go into a house.
Right. And again, they absolutely. So a huge amount is being made. Oh, we've got an administrative warrant, right? And again, is there such a thing? Absolutely. It comes from the agency itself. It says that Jim Santel is almost certainly a fugitive from the law or has an immigration issue, but it's a finding from the very people who would otherwise go to a federal judge to get that determination. And so it is a less compelling warrant. It is a warrant, and if, again, you're presented with it, you can abide by it if you want to. But this notion of, well, they've got an administrative warrant and that is sufficient, not under the Constitution. And again, any good lawyer will tell you that these kinds of things, it's like the memorandum. I can author a piece of paper that says that John or Gordy, Dom have done something and give that to someone. That doesn't mean it gives you the right to execute on things. So,
Dan, I was really wanting to. Never mind. We'll talk about that later, Jim.
Right.
Want that extra rights?
Lots of problems here. Lots of problems here. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey. Well, why don't you fill us in on the Supreme Court hearing where they were kicking around the idea of Trump having the ability to fire the federal governor, or the Fed governor, rather.
Right, exactly. This has been around for a while. We know that Jerome Powell apparently is being investigated by this administration for what we're not quite sure. Maybe they say he lied about some renovation of the building there in Washington D.C. But yeah, this goes to a long-standing issue, and it goes to one of your least favorite issues, which again is the unitary executive theory, right? And this is the notion that the Federal Reserve, an independent agency created by the Congress to be independent, to do what? To make decisions about economic issues and interest rates, all those kinds of things that should not be political, is independent of the White House, independent of the legislature as well. Donald Trump comes along. He wants to fire Lisa Cook. She is the one who's at the center of this maelstrom and maintaining that there was some kind of a mortgage fraud, which apparently is everybody's problem now in Washington, D.C., right? That she's engaged in mortgage fraud, and on that basis wants to fire her. Thankfully, the Supreme Court previously said, in one of those rare instances where they did not go along with the president, said, no, we're going to keep her in place. And we finally had the oral argument just yesterday on whether or not he's got the authority to do this, and specifically whether or not there's cause. There's a reason to fire her. And it sure looks as if the majority of the Supreme Court, including people like Brett Kavanaugh, maybe even Sam Alito, other people, in addition to others, are very, very skeptical and are not going to give the president the authority to terminate somebody in this position. All kinds of big issues having to do with due process, among other things. Your Solicitor General, this fellow named John Sauer, we've talked about him before. He's the one with the really raspy voice who speaks even more quickly than I do, right? Which is something, I guess, right? And he ends up defending the president, saying, well, when they ask, what due process has Ms. Cook gotten to release her? What is the process here? You've got to have something. And he ends up saying, well, the president said on social media that she must resign now with 3 exclamation points. That's notice, and that's enough. That's wild. That's just wild for the chief advocate in front of the Supreme Court to say that. Federal independence, the Fed independence is here. And this is also, again, your other least favorite issue. This is also coming before the Supreme Court as a part of its emergency docket. They basically looked at the Solicitor General and said, this is a razor thin record. What are we doing here? They will almost certainly send this back to the lower court to develop more standards, develop more information. It's not done probably, but they're not embracing this notion that Donald Trump should be able to fire her.
All right. I know Kavanaugh came out and he said that this could shatter the Federal Reserve independence. So
right. No small thing for Brett Kavanaugh to say, right?
I know. That's an amazing thing.
Exactly. So again, the only other concern here is, of course, that we talked a few months ago about this other case involving the FTC and this one named Slaughter. Remember her? And it appears that the Supreme Court there was going to give the president permission to fire her. Different agency, but that's the situation you may recall. Well, they're probably going to overturn 90 years of precedent. This thing called Humphrey's Executor, remember this? And so we've got all kinds of different things going on here with respect to the president's power. But the president did not have a good day yesterday in the Supreme Court.
I want to go back here because we've got a couple of responses here in our text. One is, do any of these states that ICE is in and breaking into houses have the ability to use the stand your ground laws, the castle law?
Right. And again, a lot of it depends upon the particular state. We know that not all states have passed that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But again, if you are affirmatively being attacked, right, you can stand your ground. That's basically the notion there. This is, again, in the same category, but a little bit different. Here it is that you've got the government coming in and saying we are coming in. And yes, that may be viewed by some as an attack. I would go back to the notion that I shouldn't have to rely upon this local or the state statutes. This is a constitutional violation of the Fourth Amendment, and let's put that at the top of the list.
All right.
Talking with Jim Santel here. We got another text, Jim.
Right. Private property signs. Does that help in any way?
Right.
As well.
Right. So, and I suspect your caller, your texter there is talking about another Supreme Court case where the Supreme Court also was dealing with guns. And this was coming out of Hawaii, and whether or not, for example, can you bring a concealed handgun to a grocery store or to a beachside restaurant? And that was the situation where that issue came up. It appears that the Supreme Court is going to uphold a private and public issue, and we can chat more about that. Exactly what we're doing there.
Coming back with Jim Santel right after this brief timeout. It's John and Gordy. Stay with us.
Wow. Hot topic. You know what? I'm getting the idea here, Jim, that people are really worried about their own homes and their own situation.
Yes.
Worried about just walking around.
They're afraid to go out.
Any place where everybody is really concerned, it seems.
Right,
here.
right. You're walking down the street. One of these, again, we know who they are. These are the people who Donald Trump pardoned. You see even their physicality, right? We know who these folks are. This is the army that the president created, and he's let them loose. He's given them guns. There's no training. Apprehending people, again, even on the street, you got to have probable cause, you got reasonable suspicion. How often do we talk about that? And yet they're just picking people up, based upon the color of their skin?
Wait. Now, just wait. I want to say all this stuff on
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to address it because a lot of people seem very concerned about this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there any other? Oh, you mentioned guns. The Supreme Court was dealing with something for guns.
Yep. Yeah. This is a 2023.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of, I think, what the texter is writing: private property, public property, and the Hawaii law back in 2023 says that gun owners have to get permission before carrying a weapon onto private property that's otherwise open to the public. You think, what is that? Well, like a gas station, right? That's private property, but you come on. A grocery store, same kind of thing. A beachside restaurant. Can the state say, basically put up signs that say, no guns here? I think that's what your texter is writing here about, maybe somewhat. And you can come in. You just can't bring your gun in. Is that legal? And amazingly, the Supreme Court appears to be saying the restriction on that Hawaii is imposing is probably going to fall, that you can't make that restriction. So it's another gun case where, we're running roughshod over property. And interestingly, property rights too, right? It's my property, it's my gas station. I can't put up a sign then that says, I welcome you in, buy coffee, buy licorice here, and buy your gas here, but don't bring your gun on. And the state of Hawaii says, yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can make that decision. Public access to private property. We do it all the time in America. Supreme Court appears to be heading toward the notion that no, you can't put up those signs. Wow. The Second Amendment is so strong, you got to let those people come on. Stunning.
That is just absolutely stunning. I mean, we have no control over our own lives.
Right.
Got another.
We have to give it up to somebody with a gun.
We got about 20 seconds.
Okay.
20 seconds. Let's do it.
All right. We have another really good question for you, too, in regards to...
do you mind if we ask you toward the end about your Roy Cohn
Yeah, I'd be delighted to, yes. It won't be an ad for it, but we can absolutely...
We'll promote it a little bit.
Do it.
Yep.
All right, 10 seconds.
All right, here we go. John and Gordy with what?
Got a few more minutes here with former U.S. Attorney Jim Santel. We've got a few more texts coming in as well.
And it looks like we really struck a nerve, Jim, in regards to people are really worried here in Wisconsin. I mean, it's so close. Minnesota's right over there.
Right.
They're worried about, their own safety, their own homes, walking around downtown, wondering
going out.
if there's going to be an ICE agent there. And they're kind of, worried about what can happen, what their rights might be. We have one from Michael here. He says, when the president issues a blanket pardon to these ICE goons, what recourse will the American people have to hold those involved accountable?
Right. So, again, we were just chatting about this. My suspicion, I'm anticipating journalists will do more of an analysis, is that many of these people were among those 1,500 people pardoned, and no training. We give them a gun. We don't require they engage in a lot of physical activity here, and we send them out there with probably bad training, if any, out there. And the answer, of course, is that yes, they're still obliged to follow the law. They are federal officials, they're federal agents, and are required to do what the law mandates here. And again, on the streets, they've got to have reasonable suspicion to believe that someone is committing a crime. And that could include being here illegally. But you've got to always say, what is that reasonable suspicion? That you can't just go up to somebody and arrest them because you don't like the color of their skin or where they're located. There's a judge in Los Angeles.
Said you can do that. If you have
right?
like 3 or 4 reasons why you want to do it.
Right, and that's what the Supreme Court has said. You're recalling very well what Brett Kavanaugh said about all that. But again, there are standards in America. If this is happening to people. This is not an advocacy for full employment by lawyers, but you do have to go in and file lawsuits against these folks to hold them responsible, to stop them from doing what they're doing. We have had judges who have said you can't engage in this kind of behavior, and you can get monetary damages. It may not be right away. That's cold comfort, I know, for an awful lot of people who are facing these problems right now in this hour, in this moment. But there should be some recourse, and there is. But it requires work. And again, the government is here to serve us, right? It's not here to attack us. And that's the problem that's going on right now. It's with the imprimatur.
If they get blanket immunity, and they've been told that they have immunity, but if they get a blanket pardon, can they get off? Can we not sue them at that point? And would it become a civil issue that do something in their states.
Right. The president's pardon of all these folks were for January 6th, right? And things related to that.
But I think once he's out of office, these current ICE agents are going to be up for, being accountable for what they've done.
Absolutely. And regardless of when it is, the pardons were given to them to forgive, basically, amazing word, January 6th, right? And if I get a pardon today for January 6th and I go rob a bank tomorrow, that pardon doesn't cover me. And so the things that they're doing now that are violations of the law, that are affecting people so dramatically, can they be pursued for that? Sure, they can. And again, under other circumstances, you would have an ICE agent right now would be under investigation by the federal government for killing the woman who was in that automobile, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Ms. Good. And so, the answer is the pardons do not protect you indefinitely. You don't just get a lifelong pardon and go out there and do everything you want to do, engage in criminal activity. That's not how it works. And yet people think that, right? It's just plain wrong. And the president somehow encourages that sort of reckless behavior and that notion that somehow the vice president said this, they've got immunity. The answer is no, Mr. Vice President. There's a thing called qualified immunity, but there's not absolute immunity for doing these kinds of things. It's a much larger issue. But again, instructing the people of the United States of America improperly, that's wrong. He's a lawyer. He knows better than that. You can be held responsible for your criminally, constitutionally infirm actions. And he knows that. And he said just the opposite to America.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Something should be done about that. Hold accountable. Anyway, now let's get to the case that the Supreme Court listened to in regards to the gun law in Hawaii.
Right. This one is a law there basically requires that gun owners get permission before they carry a firearm onto private property. Open to the public. We're talking about like a gas station, a beachside restaurant, a grocery store where you go in and this is owned by a private person, but it's kind of a public venue. And those folks who own those have said, I'm going to require you not to have a weapon. And the Supreme Court deciding whether or not that is proper appears that they're going to overturn the law that prohibits the carrying of guns onto those properties.
We're losing rights here. It seems like we're losing a lot through this court. Wow.
And we'll see what they do. But again, another gun case that probably based upon Second Amendment stuff, this craziness related to reviewing things that are historically predicates, that's also a part of this case too.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jim, before we wrap up here, we want to mention, let's shift gears a little bit. You're making a personal appearance of sorts.
You're performing.
You're going to be on stage here soon. You've been acting in a play, a presentation, a reading.
Right. It's
Tell
a stage
us what
reading
this is about.
Of a 30-year-old play called Angels in America. I suspect many of your listeners know about it. This is Tony Kushner, Pulitzer Prize winner, Tony winner, Emmy winner. It's an amazing play. And yes, indeed, you may or may not be surprised to hear that I'm again, it is a staged production. It is not a full production, reading, if you will. I'm playing Roy Cohen, and the play itself is a dramatic statement 30 years later on what we're doing in America. And I'll say this and tantalize people to come. It's going to be in February 5th. It's going to be at the Jewish Community Center, a wonderful venue in Milwaukee. Roy Cohen, again, is Donald Trump's origin story. And everything Donald Trump does comes from Roy Cohen. And this play, in many ways, confirms that. The name calling, the derision, the lack of respect for justice and people, all of that comes from Roy Cohen.
All right. We'll get you to perform that on the show.
We need the tickets,
in the future.
Very good, Jim. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Jim Santel at Amicus Law Review on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen.
US.
Stay warm.
Thanks, Jim. We're coming back with more of John and Gordy. Stay with us. Yeah, we got that in.
All right.
Yes,
right. And of course,
very cool.
Also appropriate to be doing the stage reading on the coldest night of the year, right? So it's fun. So I'll tell you
how did he link up with McCarthy?
Yeah. So what happens is he here's the story, and actually it's in the play too. You get an awful lot of accurate history. So what he does, he's an assistant U.S. attorney. He's prosecuting Ethel and Julius Rosenberg. Ethel Rosenberg is also in this play, believe it or not, as a historical figure, and for being traitors. They probably were traitors, but they were railroaded by this case that Roy Cohn prosecuted. He's talking to the judge inappropriately, and he gets the judge to impose the death penalty, which is also part of the play. Ethel makes an appearance here, and that case draws the attention of our junior Senator McCarthy, who says, look, this guy's going after bad guys, communists. Let's bring him over to the United States Senate, and the rest is history, including McCarthy's own censure for doing that. McCarthyism follows from that. And then Cohn goes on to New York, where he's got all kinds of clients, including Donald Trump. And it's just
how
wild.
did he get with Trump? Was it Trump's father or something?
Yeah, a little bit. Although a lot of this was Trump was in real estate at the time, and Roy Cohn had a big reputation in New York. I mean, these kinds of things that was not sullied a whole lot. He was indicted 3 times, was acquitted all 3 times. He represented George Steinbrenner. He represented Steve, the guy who was in charge of Studio 54. Bunch of high-name people out there. Ellen Dershowitz was a friend of his. All these contemporary folks, and he hooks up with Donald Trump initially on a case involving discrimination. You may recall this case where Donald Trump was trying to keep black people from, and again, doesn't go well for him. Yeah. And then they just continue this friendship, and it continues. 2 other small things. I know you got to go. The belief is that the last person who called Roy Cohn, certainly a closeted gay man, dies of AIDS in 1986. The last person to call him, according to his switchboard operator, before he dies, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, yeah.
And the only thing that the IRS does not seize after Cohen is dead are some fake cufflinks, and they were given to him by Donald Trump. The connections are unbelievable. And again, Roy Cohn, he is the president's origin story. And this play just makes that so clear.
I'd like to get your impression of The Apprentice, the movie. I want to see it, and you're describing what happened in The Apprentice. He was actually, introduced by mob leaders who said, "Here's Roy Cohn. This guy has a problem with his apartments."
Right.
And Cohn thought, okay, why not?
Sure.
Right. Why not do it? And he does it all badly. There's a point here. He basically is sparred in the end for engaging in all kinds of things. He misses court dates routinely. It's variously humorous, but it's also tragic. And the whole guy's life is unredeemingly horrible. Yeah. He dies terribly, and it just is a blot on American history. So
he used certain judges too. He had something on a few judges, so that's where he got all the cases that he won.
Is that movie Apprentice available now?
I don't know. That'd be a good question.
Sure. Yeah. Right. And the recent movie where this is a younger Donald Trump is right.
Yeah. It's really unbelievable. It's really opened my eyes. But those 3 points, wow.
Yeah,
he is stuck to those.
It's all Donald Trump's. That's the instruction. Anyway, gentlemen, good to see you. We'll talk again soon. Stay warm. Okay. See you, Dom. Thank you
very much. Okay.
All right.
That was great.
One thing I gotta do if I'm in the afternoon, I gotta eat something. I forgot lunch.
You got a minute.
Well, Aaron brings in a lunch every time we start. Okay, I got to walk a second. I just have to stand up.
Stretch. Stretch time.
I wasn't confrontational with the weather person, was I? I know I was asking. I was just saying
it was funny. It was good.
All right. I keep thinking of what's her name?
No, Catherine might say something. She's a piece of work. She had absolutely no new information. Yeah, nothing.
It's funny you mentioned that. No, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to go over to the lady's side. She probably has a little.
She's just ranting.
She needs to talk it out.
I know. You need to deal with her. So just you, one-on-one. Calm her down. because I'm worn out.
Hands off approach.
I bet you are.
In broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
Finding support for my child with ADHD felt overwhelming. I didn't know which direction to take, but Understood.org's resources helped guide me.
In my hometown, Lakeshore Drive, the road is called, and it'll take you up or down. From Rats on up to Riches, 15 minutes you can fly. Pretty blue lights along the way, help you right on by. And the blue lights shining with a heavenly grace, help you right on by.
Well, if you're lucky enough to have a Lakeshore Drive near you, head on down it. It's John and Gordy in the afternoon here.
That's right. Coming up in about a half hour, Rocker will be joining us in the studio with a Max Inc. preview and all the great regional and local music from around Wisconsin.
Absolutely, yes.
He'll preview his show. It happens every weekend on the Civic Media Network.
All right. And I thought this was really a cool article in the Bulwark. And it seems like everybody has found this article for some reason. Even Catherine gave us a little text saying, you got to check this article out. And it's really kind of cool.
Okay.
It's about Mother Goose.
Oh.
Well, not Mother Goose. The Golden Goose.
Oh. Mother Goose, Golden Goose.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's an amazing tale. Now, remember the story of the Golden Goose, right? Lays a golden egg every day for this farmer, right?
Yeah.
And he thought he'd get the shortcut and kill the goose, open it up, and get all the eggs out.
Yeah.
Not a smart farmer.
No, not a good idea.
So he killed the golden goose, is the line, right? So this is kind of what Trump has done. Trump essentially told all his fans they had to blow up this liberal order of economics because it was the only way to secure the very benefits of that liberal order, if you're following me.
Okay.
Which we already have. We already had that, but he's got to blow it up again in order to bring it back, or God, I don't know. He fabricated outrage over being taken advantage of, right? And the U.S. was taken advantage of by all these countries. So that made his base very angry and upset, and they believed that maybe we should blow everything up. And that's how all of this started. I mean, these are the people that say that they're entitled to all of these things, yet they criticize anybody who thinks they're entitled to all of these things. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's a little diversion tactic.
Yeah.
This was an interesting line, too. I found this. Author Robert Heimlin wrote this. You can sway 1,000 men by appealing to their prejudices quicker than you can to convince one man by logic. That's a good thing to keep in mind as we go through this.
Something to ponder, yes.
Okay. Let me try to get through this, okay? So he blew up the liberal order of economics, okay, throughout the entire globe. So America needs Greenland as a strategic positioning ground from which to restrain Russia and China in the Arctic, right? But we already enjoy that. We already have that. And we can go up there and even secure Greenland with more military in order to make sure it doesn't happen. But we already have this. But he's blowing it up anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, to ensure America gets an advantageous position in the international trade, he has also blown it up for that. America already has such an advantage. An orderly world economic system that has lavished previously unimaginable prosperity on America and to the entire globe, with us at the head of the table, the U.S. currency. I mean, we're the nation that everybody looks up to, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, we already have that. So why blow up the system? Okay, let's go on. Ownership, he told the New York Times, is what I feel is psychologically needed for success, ownership of Greenland.
Right.
I think that ownership gives you a thing that you can't do whether you're talking about a lease or a treaty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what about future presidents, by the way, that don't have that emotional crutch, who have to have ownership, psychologically speaking? You know, I just a lot of craziness here, and a person is actually pointing all of this out. It was surreal spectacle watching former U.S. allies take to the World Economic Forum to proclaim their intentions to try to reconstruct a new strategic and economic order that would not require the leadership of the United States, which isn't good now. You know, everybody looked to us. Right. We were the big guy on the block. Right. We're the economic power of the entire globe, and now everybody's going to shift over and change that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, this
New
is that
world
thing.
order.
This is that thing you can't take back.
Right.
That we heard another
Can't go
cut
back.
on.
Yeah.
More of our allies are giving up on one of America's prior geopolitical aims, decoupling from China. Canada dropped some of its trade barriers with China. French President Emmanuel Macron spoke with his desire to see more Chinese economic investment in Europe. So we're watching the old U.S.-led order fall apart in real time before our very eyes.
That's exactly what's
That's
happening.
what happened yesterday.
Yes.
It's just unbelievable. I just can't.
Yeah.
Now, where are the people that really like Trump? Where are the ones who said, this is what we voted for, right? Everything is falling apart. We are no longer the center of the universe, which we were before, and everybody needed us, and now we're not anymore. Everybody's going to avoid us.
Yeah. Well, you know, where are our Republican friends on this?
Yes.
You know, where
are they?
We're hearing crickets. You know, they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they do want to talk about it. They should want to talk about it.
I wish they would call and say,
hey,
you know, I'm a fan of a lot of things he's doing, but this thing, it wasn't done well.
Right.
Something. Anything?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can beg all day.
Yeah, crickets.
There it is.
There they are. Yeah. Thanks, Dom.
Yeah.
No problem, guys. Just helping out.
You're working hard back there with the crickets.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard to manage crickets when you want them to talk. Here's, this is something I guess everybody's kind of wondering about. The Minnesota federal magistrate judge refused to sign a complaint charging independent journalist Don Lemon in connection with a protest inside a church in St. Paul on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. I mean, isn't it crazy? It's a felony, I guess, or something. I don't know, misdemeanor. Multiple sources are familiar saying that is what the magistrate or judge had determined, that's just forget it. Okay. Bondi is enraged by this, by the way, according to the Justice Department.
Really?
Yeah. She's been there. She's been there for 2 days. Oh, my gosh. Oh, don't spend a lot of time there. Hey, you might run into an ICE agent.
Right. Yeah. Hey, let's head to the phones here.
Right.
855-752-4842. Let's go to the Northwoods. Yep. Ali is on the line. Hey, Ali, go ahead.
Hi. Well, I have a suggestion. Maybe they could try for Trump.
Okay.
He's so interested in Iceland and a little bit of ice. Why don't they find an iceberg floating around up there and just put a sign on there that says not for sale, not even for $1 billion,
yeah.
And then he'll just have to have that piece, and then somebody can just sell it to him and put him on that iceberg, and off he floats.
Let him float away.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
A little piece of ice.
Good suggestion there, Holly.
I want to play a little
Thanks
bit of
for
the
that.
song we played yesterday. We've actually been getting a request for it.
Yeah?
And
What song
maybe a
is
few
that?
people who listened to the program missed it yesterday, but it's Jesse Wells. All right. Could we hear that song? It should be near the top of the list. You got it, right? Let's hear it. His was a performance on Colbert.
Well, if you're looking for purpose in the current circus, if you're seeking respect and attention, if you're in need of a gig that'll make you feel big, come with me and put some folks in detention. Just last week was kinda tough. I put a kid in cuffs, I zip-tied a lady to a van. We can sneak around town hunting working folks down. I hear they get a great benefit plan. Join ICE, boy ain't it nice. Join ICE, take my advice. If you're lacking control and authority, come with me and hunt down minorities. Join ICE. See, I failed the academy, the cops weren't having me, the army didn't sound that fun, so I found me a paramilitary operation that was keen to hand me a gun. I got picked on in school, I never felt that cool. There's a hole in my soul that just rages. All the ladies turned me down and I felt like a clown. But will you look at me now, I'm putting folks in cages. At ICE, for respect and power. Join ICE, I hear they got great hours. There's a sign-on bonus of 50 grand. They're in need of you needing to feel like a man. Join ICE.
There you go. Join ICE.
Jesse Wells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people are going out now to join ICE, realizing they have some inadequacies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to get to something here. This is a reaction to Stephen Miller's line on Greenland. You got to hear this. This is Danish parliamentarian Rasmus Jarlov, and he's reacting to Stephen Miller. It's all contained in this clip. It's 3:07. Let's listen to it.
Rasmus, you may be somewhat dismayed to hear what one of Donald Trump's senior advisors, Stephen Miller, had to say. Please take a listen to this. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
Denmark is a tiny country with a tiny economy and a tiny military. They cannot defend Greenland. They cannot control the territory of Greenland. Under every understanding of law that has existed about territorial control for 500 years, to control a territory, you have to be able to defend a territory, improve a territory, inhabit a territory. Denmark has failed on every single one of these tests.
Rasmus, you gave a pretty comprehensive answer, pretty much countering everything Stephen Miller had to say before I asked this question. But if you could say one thing to Stephen Miller, what would you like to say?
I hope he's kept away from young women, because that's the mentality of a rapist. You can't defend yourself, so I'm going to take you. That's basically what he's saying. And it has never been like that in international law that he's saying. On the contrary, the United States have signed several treaties with Denmark recognizing the ownership.
Yeah, there he goes.
Wow.
But you're hearing that from Stephen Miller in an administration that doesn't know how to manage anything at all, you know?
Yeah.
So they had a military conquest of Venezuela. Wow. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Real true show of strength there. So anyway, yeah, that's a nice reaction, a good reaction from Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they're giving up on Greenland, though, it sounds like.
No, that's not true.
Well, he's got a plan to just
that's right. No.
It's got an idea for a plan to maybe do something.
That's what he had for
with
health care, right?
Yeah.
He had the same thing.
Right. Same kind of deal.
An idea for a plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What next? All right. It is 19 past the hour. Coming up in about 15 minutes, Rocker is in the house. He's going to have a Max Inc. preview for us. Much more on John and Gordy. Stay with us.
In the end, it comes to nothing. You got nothing to Einstein drive here. Goose step, mama, with your rock and roll. Goose step, mama, with your heart of gold. You don't like to see men suffer. Love is tougher, life is tougher. Goose step, mama, oh yeah. Goose step, mama, oh yeah. Goose step, mama, oh yeah.
WMDX snacks. Warning, may cause smarter dinner conversations.
Allure Intimate Apparel redefines what it means to feel confident, celebrating every woman, every shape, every size. Their expert fit specialists offer a refined, pressure-free experience designed for comfort, beauty, and ease. Bras, sleepwear, swim, and intimates, Allure has it all. With a personalized touch and a commitment to exceptional service, Allure helps women feel effortlessly supported every single day. An elevated new location is now open in the Hilldale Shopping Center, where fit meets sophistication. Visit allurefits.com.
Transform your outdoor space with David J. Frank, Wisconsin's award-winning landscape management company for 65 years. You've seen their beautiful work at Hilldale Shopping Center, from expert lawn care to seasonal flower beds, precise trimming and sustainable solutions. David J. Frank makes your vision a reality. And right now is the best time to prune or remove trees. Request your free quote today at davidjfrank.com and get on their list for spring cleanups. David J. Frank, 65 years of excellence in every blade of grass.
This is Robert Pilot, host of Native Roots Radio. On our show, we talk about Native issues like treaties, protecting Mother Earth, and holding our elected officials accountable. You'll also hear from Turtle Island voices like Arvina Martin, State Representative Heather Keeler, Ruth Anna Buffalo, Dr. Anthony Stately, State Senator Mary Kunish, Robert Lilligren, and Bob Blake. Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Native Roots Radio, weeknights at 8 on your local Civic Media radio station.
Listen to the Civic Media exclusive podcast, Busted Pencils.
Protest is democracy in action. So let's organize our voice and, like Tim says, know the rules. But we also should teach them what is the appropriate way to exercise your democratic voice, which is also a civic responsibility. It's not saying, hey, let's teach a protest against something specific. That's for any level of things. We see that peaceful protest is not passivity. This is what democracy looks like.
Subscribe to Busted Pencils wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Angela Bassett. For 33 million Americans, one bite can cause a life-threatening reaction. Now, there's a needle-free option for epinephrine. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready-to-act.
Get updates on what's happening in your community right to your phone through the Civic Media app. Select WMDX in the app.
It keeps on getting darker outside. I'm a space cowboy. Bet you weren't ready for that. I'm a space cowboy. I'm sure you know where it's at.
Yeah. Steve Miller Band, John and Gordy in the afternoon. And we've been covering a few topics here on the program.
Yeah, you can jump in, give us a call, 855-752-4842. Okay. You can also send us a text on the Civic Media app. Free to download, free to use.
I hope you like the Jesse Wells song that we played for you.
Yeah.
He's got quite the list of songs in all political, so they're really good. I don't want to get to this here. It's the Panama Canal. Somebody brought this thing up, and it's cut 281, and
well, Trump wants it back, doesn't he?
Well,
he had that going for a while.
Now, you got to keep in mind, this is before the world called him out, and he chickened and he backed up on all the threats that he had given. But this is before this. This is when they're a little more confident, and more assured. Let's listen to it.
Earlier on last year, you had indicated that you want to take back the Panama Canal. I know we've heard a lot about Greenland. Is that still on the table?
I don't want to tell you that. Sort of. I must say, sort of. That's sort of it.
Sort of.
Sort of. That could go either way. Sort of.
Sort of want it back.
What? Oh, God. Okay, now here is a podcaster, a mega cultist, a self-proclaimed Constitution coach. His name is Rick Green, and he had this message to the mega cult about insurrections.
Okay. Just a small little thing going on in a little town there in Minnesota. We might touch on that a little bit. Like an actual insurrection. We've thrown that word around a lot since 2021, January 6th, and wrongly used for a long time. Now you're actually trying to prevent law enforcement and the nation from enforcing its laws and fulfilling its duty. Whereas on January 6th, people were asking government to do its job, to actually do what it's called upon to do under the Constitution and under our law. So that was definitely the opposite of an insurrection on January 6th. This is an actual insurrection. This is an actual trying to prevent government from doing what it's been called on to do. Definitely a violation of the Insurrection Act.
Okay. Not quite.
Kind of stretching to make a point there.
Insurrection seems to like it's a little more dramatic. It's somebody not performing the law. It just seems kind of strange. And of course, they're always trying to come up with an excuse to excuse the actual insurrection on January 6th for some reason. I don't know. Look, those guys saw what happened. They're pardoned already. Just give us a break. We're all very frustrated at that pardon. Okay,
right.
Now they want to blame everything. Law breaking is an insurrection. They've done this at least the last year and a half or so. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of bizarre. And that is one of the mega podcasters spreading the word out there. Mm-hmm. You think anybody's going to listen? I highly doubt it.
How many of those insurrectionists that got pardoned are now members of ICE?
Yeah. Probably a lot. Yeah. 2 people were arrested over the anti-ICE protest at the Minnesota church. 2 people who the Attorney General identified as Nikema Levy Armstrong and Chantil Louisa Allen were taken into custody. Trained professionals, I don't know. They were called trained professionals. That Trump called them trained professionals.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, God, really, these are trained professionals? Actually, they're both black, and this is a church. And like I mentioned yesterday, Gordy, why aren't the families of children that cry in church also taken into custody for at least, interrupting the service? So that's where I'm at on
disorderly conduct.
I think I've got to be equal with everybody here. This is the kind of country we live in. So anyway, that's the latest on that. Okay. I thought this was really great. Hundreds of millionaires and billionaires signed a letter demanding higher taxes on the super rich. Now, we played a cut the other day. Okay. Remember that the guy was at Davos, and he mentioned, he said, we're not talking about taxes, increasing taxes on wealthy people. We're talking about philanthropism, philanthropy.
There we go.
There we go.
You got it.
A few different versions of it for anybody who says it the other way.
I was afraid we needed Julie in there for a second.
We needed Julia.
I'm having a brain freeze. Okay, anyway, global oligarchs have accelerated the breakdown of our planet, according to them. The richest 1% own more than 95% of the rest of the world's population combined. A handful of global oligarchs have bought up our democracies, taken over our governments, gagged the freedom of our media, placed a stranglehold on technology and innovation, with the high cost now of graphics cards and RAM. They're using them for the data centers, deepening poverty and social exclusion, and accelerated the breakdown of our planet. That's part of the letter that they all signed, hoping that somewhere along the way we would start taxing the millionaires and billionaires again to solve our problems. We had a story about that. If you took away all of the George W. tax cuts and all of the other tax cuts that were put in place after that, the Trump tax cuts, we would be on a level playing field. We'd be able to pay for everything.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that be something? It's a simple solution if we just take all that stuff back.
And the rich people would still be rich.
Right. And we would still have the same tax system we always had. In fact, we hardly pay any taxes, and federal taxes anyway, because we don't have those kind of incomes.
Yeah.
So this is really, serving the billionaires and millionaires. And we should definitely do something about that.
Coming up after the news, Rocker with a Max Inc. preview as we continue with John and Gordy for a Thursday afternoon.
It's been a nasty, nasty day. Y'all, in a nasty, nasty way.
92.7 WMDX, almost as addictive as your group chat. Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. The State Assembly has passed a bill that would require school staff have a plan for heart emergencies. Last week, the measure passed the Assembly unanimously. If signed into law, the proposal would require that school districts have written plans on how they're going to respond to cardiac arrests on school property or at school athletic events. The plan would include a response team of staff members, what their roles are in a cardiac emergency, and how they activate that team. Lawmakers also say this shouldn't cost anything for school districts to put these plans together. And dozens of people are sick after using a greens powder that the CDC says can be contaminated with salmonella. 45 people across 21 states have fallen ill, including 11 in Wisconsin, and 2 of those Wisconsinites had to be hospitalized. Melissa Kay has more.
The first person in Wisconsin to become sick related to this outbreak reported their symptoms began on October 1st. Live It Up brand Supergreens dietary supplement powder is sold nationwide. The recall includes original and wild berry flavors with the expiration dates from August 2026 to January 2028. If you have this product, you should throw it away or return surfaces that may have been in contact with it. If you have consumed the product, you should monitor for symptoms of salmonella infection and go to the doctor if they become severe. Common symptoms include diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. In rare cases, it can cause serious illness, including bloodstream infections and death.
Meanwhile, state health officials have launched a new program so people can test for STIs at home. The DHS is partnering with Simple Health Kit to offer free at-home kits that test for infections like chlamydia, gonorrhea, and even give preliminary results for HIV. Any Wisconsin residents over age 18 can request the free kits. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Kiefer Sutherland has had a long, difficult relationship with alcohol. According to Yahoo News, the 24-star punched and tried to choke an Uber driver. The driver called 911 and told authorities Sutherland tried to get in the car without permission. Sources say the driver has dash cam footage to back up his side of the story. Sutherland has been on the wrong side of the law previously, having received 4 DUIs, one of which sent him to jail for 48 days. For what it's worth, an LAPD spokesman said he was a model prisoner. I guess that's a compliment. Landman's Billy Bob Thornton told Variety he thinks Taylor Sheridan gets snubbed by award shows because of his political beliefs. Thornton also says people assume because Sheridan writes about oil and ranches that he is right-wing, but that's not true at all. Hell or High Water was really good, and I enjoyed the prequels to Yellowstone. But for him to win an award for Season 2 of Landman, it would have to come from a Venezuelan opposition leader. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Partly cloudy tonight, a low near 15 below. Extreme cold warning for a wind chill near 40 below. Sunshine tomorrow, a high of 5 below. Cold weather advisory Friday p.m. for wind chills 20 to 30 below. Bitter cold sticks around through the weekend. It's 14 degrees right now.
Civic Media Mornings.
Wisconsin Beer and Cheese Fest. Lucas Malloy is one of the organizers.
What's a pretzel necklace?
They have a string around your neck with any variation of pretzels. The wild people, they bring meat sticks, Fruit Loops, bags of cheese curds. Like, you can put any kind of cuisine you want on the string.
Sometimes I like a little sweet, like a fun-sized Snickers bar. I have a whole buffet. It's like a charcuterie board around my neck.
Jamie Martinson and Brian Noonan at your local Civic Media station. Weekdays, 6 to 8.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Pete Schwaba.
On the next Nightlight, we talk about an online dog photo contest. Hannah Lopez from NBC 26 in Green Bay.
Let me tell you about a rockin' man. He's got a real heavy rockin' band. He really knows about the music scene. He can rock it if you know what I mean.
What do they call him?
They call him the Rocker. Yeah, he rocks it on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Rocker. If he likes it, he will tell you so.
I have an opinion.
He rocks it with all of his might. Maxing radio is out of sight. He's got the tunes that make you feel alright. He's rocking every Saturday night. He is the Rocker. Rocking every Saturday night.
Wow. And he's in the studio right now.
Introduction, man.
John and Gordy, it's Rocker. Hey, how you doing?
What's happening, guys? Happy Thursday.
You are happening.
Oh,
and
man.
You've got the Max Inc. preview for us. Of course, you can hear it every Saturday night. And if you're here in Madison locally, WMDX 92.7, and then can check it out on the app, right?
That's right.
That's right. Or stream it online, civicmedia.us/Max Inc. Radio. I want to add also that you can hear the podcast, subscribe to Max Inc. Radio's podcast on Spotify and Apple Music.
There
you
you
can
go.
check out those interviews broken out and performances. And this week we have Rob Roberts. He's in the chair spinning local Wisconsin-made music. And coming up on Max Inc. Radio, we always do live from the Mad City, 8 to 9 p.m. on Saturday nights. And coming up on January 31st, it's Becca Murray. I'll make sure to bring in some of her music next week to listen to. Then Whitney Mann. We have the Butcher's Son on Valentine's Day. Candy Cigarette, Madtown Manish Boys are coming up.
Oh, wow.
Barbie Lane, that's a new band from Adem Tesfaye. And God's Outlaw are all booked. So we have coming into the end of winter and early spring, big lineup.
What a lineup.
God's Outlaw, huh?
Yeah, they'll be here. And, John, come in. You could be a guest in the studio.
Wow.
I'll set you up with some headphones.
I'll bring my banjo.
Yes, great. They would love that. They would love that. They have all kinds of jammers all the time. So maybe we can work out a song early. That'd be awesome.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. All right.
Hey, I thought I'd bring in some fun stuff too besides just listening to music, and we'll start off with Love is a Battlefield. Are you guys ready for this? This Valentine's Day, skip the same old dinner date. February 14th is Valentine's Day, of course, and at Garver Feed Mill here in Madison on the east side, it's an evening of medieval combat. Watch athletes in full steel armor go head-to-head in tournament-style fighting, right?
Really?
It's done by Full Contact Armored Combat Unit. They're called the Milwaukee Iron Stags. And they'll also have live iron casting outdoors. So you can check this out, right? I guess it's like full on, Knights of the Round Table type stuff here. Food and drinks are going to be on site. And it's interesting because they have a VIP private balcony overlooking the arena. You know what I mean? So you can get like really close. Bring your date. I mean,
can you give a thumbs up or down?
Finish him off.
So this is when?
This is coming up on Valentine's Day.
Wow,
so
at Garver Feed Mill. Wow.
That's right.
That's a great place.
Garver Feed Mill.
Yeah.
Love is a Battlefield. Find them at loveisabattlefield.eventbrite.com.
Okay.
And that's how you can get tickets for the event.
All right.
Well, let's get to some music here.
Yes.
Lower Fifth, Friday, January 23rd. It's at the Roxy. That's just off State Street, a couple blocks here from our studio, guys. Lower Fifth is a unique blend of Americana, and they call that Midwestern soul. And the music drifts from charged renditions of timeless classics to soulful originals that keep crowds happy and singing and dancing all night. They're a lot of fun. I thought I'd bring in kind of a throwback for the Lower Fifth. This song is called Remember My Name.
All right.
Told I'll keep my head on better side behind. So let's all stay and laugh and love and shine. Some say I'm crazy.
really good song. I like it. I'm questioning Midwestern soul. Okay.
Midwestern soul.
Okay.
Well, that's what they call it. So who am I to say?
Right. Exactly.
Oh, boy.
I like it, though.
Lower Fifth, they're going to be Friday, January 23rd. That's tomorrow night at the Roxy. So if you're freezing, walk down State Street.
Yeah.
Get a little cold and come into the warm and check out the Lower Fifth.
All right.
Taylor and Vaughn. They will also be at the Roxy's Saturday night. So if you're still freezing, you want to go there again, Saturday night, it's going to be nice and warm in there. Lots of people. What all started as an uncle and nephew jam session playing covers on the couch turned into Taylor and Vaughn, a two-man rock duo known for sounding like a full band. They've been at it for 5 years. Vaughn plays drums. Taylor plays guitar and sings. They do some cover songs, but Taylor Sherrick, he also sings with Foo Foo Dolls, but he also has his own music. So let's listen to Taylor Sherrick. This song is called Family.
Back when I was just in the car, you'd show me different chords that could ring. But then my life would forever change, giving me the gift that I was meant to bring. You've inspired me to open up my mouth and sing. Music is family. It helps us sing in harmony. Music is family. It helps us drown away our sin. Music is family.
Little anthem rock there.
Yeah, Taylor Sherrick. We know part of the Sherrick family.
Yeah, Damon.
Bill Sherrick.
Well, we know Damon Sherrick, who works out of Full Compass.
Yes.
And then his father, Bill Sherrick, we used to work with.
At Channel 47.
A long time ago.
And then if you heard the backup vocalist, the female backup vocalist, that's his mom.
Oh, really? It's all in the family, like they say.
The song is called Family, right?
Family. It all makes perfect sense.
Great stuff. Recorded over at Megatone Studios with Paul Schlitter. That's pretty good. Hey, you guys know Steely Dan, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just tell you about their shows. They, of course, are the ultimate Steely Dan tribute, but they're playing around Wisconsin, so I thought it'd be great to tell people about it.
Yep.
Saturday, January 31st, the Grand in Oshkosh. It's a big theater up there. TheGrandOshkosh.org is where you can get tickets. And Steely Dan will also be in Milwaukee the night before. So Friday, January 30th, Pabst Theater in Milwaukee.
Wow.
And then they'll be playing the Aja and the Nightfly, Donald Fagen's solo album. So it's a special double album show. Friday, January 30th, Pabst Theater. Saturday, January 31st, up in Oshkosh.
Okay. Yeah, big gig for them.
And I got to say, the Oshkosh, the Grand is very beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's
I
very
haven't
nice.
been there.
Yeah, when I was in college, I went there a few times. Great place. Great place.
Wow.
Okay, big thumbs up from Dom there.
There we go.
Okay, good. Good deal.
Steely Dan. Hey, we got time for one more?
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right.
A few more.
Bad Wolf. We talked about these guys before. They're an old band from the 90s here in Madison, kind of a hard rocking band.
Yeah.
Bad Wolf is shooting a second video for their new album, The Dotted Line, and the song is called Badass Blues. We're going to listen to it in a moment. It's a biker dive bar theme. So what they're asking is for people to come down
Not enough of those, man.
to the Villa Tap,
Yeah.
right? Oh, crud. It's this Monday, which is the 26th, right?
Okay.
3 to 8 p.m. And what they're asking is for people to be in the crowd scenes, right? And kind of like, you could be either dressed as just a regular patron or if you have some good biker garb, come down there. And then there's even some acting scenes that they're looking for people. Roles are open. Yeah. So if you want to try out, dress the way you would dress or just come down there in biker apparel, find Bad Wolf Madison on Facebook. You can send them a direct message to get more details. In the Villa Tap, which is 2300 Packers Avenue on Madison's north side, this Monday, 3 o'clock. Go check it out. You can be in the Bad Wolf video. Right now.
Okay. Monday, 3 o'clock. Okay.
Monday, 3 o'clock.
I'm thinking of my part. What part could I play?
Well,
the burned out freak at the end of the bar?
Yeah.
We have to work.
Oh,
we're on the air Monday, 3 o'clock.
Okay. Well, hopefully a lot of your listeners can go there and
There
show
we
up.
go.
And they can be part of the studio audience and be in the video for Bad Wolf. Right now, let's check out. This is Bad Wolf, Badass Blues from their brand new album, The Dotted Line.
Faded leather jacket, a bearded jet black hair. Don't look him in the eye, you'd best beware, yeah. Rumors going round the town, he's dangerous, he'll take you down. That man is hot as stone and he don't care. Let's not get in his way, at least that's what they say.
Kicks.
Rocking.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the rocker song, man.
Yes,
it could have been Bad Wolf doing that,
Yeah.
That gives me an idea. I'm going to talk to those boys.
Okay.
Oh,
we got time
man.
for another one here.
All
if
right.
you got one.
Road Trip. Actually, it's Mini Road Trip. You know
Mini
Road
Road
Trip, that band from up in the Fox Valley.
Okay.
This is great. They're going to be playing Jerry's Bar Annual Party in a heated tent. I love that title, right? Now listen, here's the description.
Yeah.
Huge party in a heated tent behind Jerry's Bar. And
in Oshkosh.
In Oshkosh. And that's coming up. It's coming up. You'll have to look that up. Jerry's Bar Annual Party, heated tent. Fourth generation family owned, one of the oldest bars in Oshkosh since 9/11. 5-time winner, best neighborhood bar, best dive bar. So Jerry's Bar, get up there.
Sounds like a fun time.
It is up in Oshkosh. Do you know this place?
That I don't know as much, but I knew the Grand. I didn't know this place.
Hey, look it up quick and find us a date while we listen to the tune.
Gotcha.
Dom, we'll give him a road trip. This is 2 days.
Okay. With Rocker with more of the X-Maxing preview. More music coming up right after this.
You got it.
I've been living for such a long time, and now I know where it is, yeah. I've been living for such a long time, now I know. 2 days and I'll be good.
77 square miles surrounded by reality, and we cover all of it. This is 92.7 WMDX Madison and on the Civic Media app.
Hey, hon, have you been to Sugar River Pizza in Sun Prairie yet?
Oh, yeah, it's
amazing.
Yeah, I know. I love the pizza.
Pizza is ridiculous. That crust.
Right, and they have
48 beers on tap and a great selection of wines.
And the atmosphere.
Not only is the restaurant gorgeous,
that room with the
giant windows that
so-
open, and they won a Best of Madison Gold Award this year.
I love Sugar River
Pizza on Cabela Drive in Sun Prairie.
You took the words right out of my
mouth.
Yep. SugarRiverPizza.com.
Oh, so you have heard of it.
Hey, Gordy, we know affordability is a problem these days. Rent, healthcare, childcare, the cost of everything is going up.
That's right, John. And even if you're doing okay, most of us know someone who's struggling to make ends meet. Many of our neighbors who work hard still find it difficult to pay all the bills and pay for food.
Well, that's where River Food Pantry steps up to meet the growing need. Last year, the River served more than 21,000 people in Dane County, a new record.
And the River Food Pantry's new, much-needed, bigger building on Packers Avenue in Madison is ready to open, so let's pack the pantry on Packers Avenue.
Drop donations at the drive-through event Monday, January 26th from 10 till 4 at 3301 Packers Avenue, or check the River's website for downtown drop-off times.
Donate money, food, or host your own food drive. Check out riverfoodpantry.org.
Bring your food or cash donations to 3301 Packers Avenue on Monday, January 26th from 10 till 4, or check the River's website for downtown drop-off times. riverfoodpantry.org. Pack the pantry.
Hey there, Wisconsin. Tom Hartman here. Democracy is not a spectator sport, so join me each and every weekday right here on Civic Media for the Tom Hartman program from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Covering the news of the day and sharing ways for you to get off the sidelines and get active in your community, because change starts with you. Get involved and tune in to the Tom Hartman program Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your local Civic Media radio station.
I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show. If you're looking for honest talk, real stories, and straight-up news that matters to you, tune in to The Rick Smith Show. We're digging into the issues that affect your job, your family, your future. Join me weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network, because your voice deserves to be heard. That's The Rick Smith Show, heard weeknights at 9 right here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
There we go. Beautiful. All right, this is John and Gordy in the afternoon with Rocker as our guest, and we've at least come up with a date for the Jerry's Bar annual party in a heated tent.
Okay, when is it?
It's in a tent behind Jerry's Bar up there in Oshkosh.
Wow.
And get up there in the tent Friday, January 30th. So,
well, why not have a heated tent in the middle of winter, right?
Yeah, I mean, why be in the bar when you can be outside in a heated tent?
Yeah.
Go in to use the bathroom.
I'll bet
okay?
it's a huge tent. I'll bet it's one of those great big tents. Why not?
With Road Trip Mini. So it's going to be a fun party. Go there. It sounds like just a great bar. I got to get there in Oshkosh one of these days.
Sounds fun.
You know, guys, the Spiders from Milwaukee. It's a David Bowie tribute Friday, January 23rd. That's going to be at Shank Hall in Milwaukee. You know, they have a 6 to 12-piece band that they go out and they play 3 full sets of David Bowie songs. I thought that was pretty unique and interesting for those people out in Milwaukee. Shank Hall in Milwaukee, Friday, January 23rd. It's the David Bowie tribute. And I have one more song for you guys.
All right.
Lay it on us. The songs of Bear in the Forest are led by singer-songwriter Alberto Canast. We actually had him in the studio here with a drummer, a cellist, Alberto on guitar, and a bassist. Really incredible show. Bear in the Forest with Holly and Maximiano will be Saturday, January 24th out in Milwaukee at the Cactus Club on Wentworth Avenue. Okay. And then Saturday, January 31st, right here in Madison at the Gamma Ray Bar, right off the square on Main Street with Spectaculus, which is members from Mr. Chair, Horace Green from the Fox Valley, and Jexasis, which is Mad City Underground Rap. Originally from New Orleans, Bear in the Forest currently resides in Madison with his cat Osito, which is Spanish for Little Bear. And he came in on the First Wave Scholarship Program at UW-Madison. He's a trained violinist, and then he taught himself guitar and sings. I think he's a really amazing artist. Go see him January 24th in Milwaukee, January 31st in Madison. This is Bear in the Forest, Another Peaceful Day, which was recorded live from the Mad City right here in this studio on Max Inc. Radio.
Okay. While the settled sun, another one to live and die, and all they know. Another one is me, always tells me, time waits, find ways that I could go. Born out of nothing, something comes and goes. Thought I knew nothing, thought I knew nothing. No. Just a far out way to say you're spared of knowing.
Great sound.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
Isn't that a good song?
Yeah, really cool.
Bear in the Forest, really talented group of artists, I'll tell you. January 24th, there'll be the Cactus Club, and then Saturday, January 31st, right here in the Gamma Ray Bar, Madison.
All right. We got a little time here. You got some other things coming up you want to mention?
Oh, that's well. Let's see.
I've got something. You know, we're talking about the heated tent, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
No,
we do have a question here
Yes.
too.
Oh,
this is from a listener, Tyler in Wisconsin Rapids. Does Rocker know whatever happened to Rain Stern? She was a Madison musician once upon a time.
Oh yeah, I know Rain well.
Okay.
She moved out to L.A. to pursue her music career.
She's very successful.
She was on
singer-writer. She's on public radio. I heard an interview with her.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, you know, there was a time where she was competing on The Voice, which gave her some national recognition.
Yeah.
And she kind of springboarded off that and has put out a couple albums. Yeah. And currently still in California, although she comes back to the area. I want to say she was just here not too long ago.
Okay.
But I haven't heard of any shows or anything.
Rain Stern.
Okay,
Rain
now,
Stern.
we were talking about, having an outdoors party at a bar in their heated tent in the back of the bar.
Yes.
So, it brought to mind my little trip out to Madeline Island.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bar called Tom's Burned Down Cafe. and the decor is from fire debris. Originally started back in 1992, fire destroyed a bar called Leon's, leading the owner, Tom Nelson, to sell drinks from his car on the ashes, creating a legendary destination known for its quirky vibe, live music, and spirits. I had beer there and everything. It's a wild place.
How did he get
There's
a
no
license
ceiling
to sell out
There's
of his
no
car?
ceiling. I don't know.
Now, did you ever hear of
ceiling?
No, there's no ceiling on this bar. It's Tom's Burned Down Cafe.
Wow.
Did you ever hear of Bob's
Rain or shine?
Bob's Jungle Bar in Hub City?
No.
Out near Richland Center.
Mm-hmm.
Bob's Jungle Bar. It had a dirt floor. It was just a barn in the back. Bob's Jungle Bar.
Wow.
And they had animals that would just walk through while you're having a beer. Cow could come strolling through, or a goat.
Farm animals?
Yeah, they had farm animals just walking around in there. Actually, Cheap Trick played there one time before they made it big. Yeah.
And I remembered the bar that I was talking about in Minneapolis. It's a tiki bar. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's on the river. It's called the Psychic Susie's Motor Lodge. Psychotic Susie's Motor Lodge.
Weird bars.
And it's a tiki
bar.
bar.
We'll have to dive into that topic.
Something else.
What's your favorite weird, strange bar? Okay.
Leave it to Minneapolis for the weird names.
Yes.
That's true.
Rocker, always good to see you.
Thanks, guys.
We're out of time. Pete Schwabe is up next with the Nightlight. We'll be back tomorrow with all kind of shenanigans.
Oh, we got more stuff.
What do we have? We got there's too much to even talk about. All right.
We can't remember.
We have no idea. Okay. Have a good night. So long.
In the morning, as we were saying, let the sun shine. It's the John and Gordy Show.